today, but Iran says they're not talking with the U.S., but that it is close to a deal with Oman to create a temporary route through the Strait of Hormuz. ABC's Matt Rivers in Amman, Jordan.
When you're talking about control of that waterway, the two countries directly on that strait would be those two countries, the Iranians and Oman.
Hundreds of homes reported burned to the ground by wildfires in Spokane, Washington, say fire officials. ABC's Alex Stone in Spokane.
More than 7,000 acres burning. Home after home burned to the ground. Residents and their family members are coming back to find what's left.
2 deaths have been reported in the parasitic stomach bug outbreak in Michigan, says the state health department. 2 Republican senators who delayed the Todd Blanche nomination for Attorney General say they're satisfied Blanche has met their demands. A Judiciary Committee vote is expected tomorrow. This is ABC News. New details on the mass shooting that left 3 people dead outside a fast food restaurant. ABC's Trevor Ault at the scene in Twin Falls, Idaho.
The first 911 calls coming in Saturday afternoon. Hundreds of people in this crowded shopping center running for their lives. Video shows Jordan Salinas, the citizen who returned fire, taking on the shooter and likely saving lives. The 35-year-old tells the Idaho Statesman he had just pulled into the parking lot when he heard the gunfire. He said he felt no fear, adding, quote, "There's a task that needs to be done, and we're the ones who need to do it," and said the gunman did not like it when bullets started firing both ways.
In a new alert, Microsoft warning that it identified widespread compromise of Wi-Fi networks at hotels and other hospitality-related businesses. Russian-backed hackers will use hotel Wi-Fi networks to create fake pages that look like real Microsoft 365 logins. Then they'll steal your credentials or send malware. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
The latest on the devastating wildfires near Spokane. That is one story coming up. First, your traffic brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. In Tacoma, eastbound 16 at Sprague Avenue, collision partially blocks the off-ramp. Now, this is over the freeway on the north side of State Route 16, so it's also affecting our North 5 drivers heading to the Sprague exit. Tacoma to Olympia, an easy 35, 40-minute commute right now. You're all clear till you get into Lacey, where you've got a 3-mile backup heading into downtown Olympia. Getting here into Seattle, North 5 slows between the West Seattle Bridge past I-90. Another thick backup between Mercer and the Ship Canal Bridge. South 5 stop and go from Northgate into downtown Linwood to Seattle, up to 25 minutes right now. South 405 is crowded from Factoria into Renton, and North 405 slows to the Renton S curves. Keep summer outside where it belongs. Save $588 on every window and $1,088 on every door, plus free heat deflecting glass. Claim your free quote today, plus 12 months, no payments. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Wildfires near Spokane have forced an estimated 60,000 people from their homes as fast-moving flames continue to spread across eastern Washington. Close to 700 structures have been destroyed, including hundreds of homes. Residents across the Spokane area are being told to evacuate now. Public Lands Commissioner Dave Upthegrove.
We've brought significant assets to bear, both rotor and fixed-wing aircraft, engines, dozers, hand crews. We have more than 900 individuals among the different agencies.
Hundreds of firefighters, including crews from California and Australia, are up against extremely dry conditions and high winds at times. A veteran weatherman in Spokane says he witnessed several homes in his neighborhood burn down. KXLY's Mark Peterson is among the thousands of residents who evacuated as 3 wildfires exploded.
And there was a lot of terror because it's loud, it's hot, and you see that fire overtaking homes and these huge pine trees that go up and almost explode as they get that intense heat.
Peterson tells KIRO Radio's Gene Ursula crews stopped the fire before it reached his home, but hundreds of others are gone. A weekend train derailment disrupted light rail service across Seattle. An empty train jumped the tracks late Saturday night near the International District Chinatown station. Sound Transit says it was caused by sheared-off bolts. The incident temporarily suspended portions of the 1 and 2 lines, forcing riders onto shuttle buses. Officials say no one was hurt and inspections are underway. Former Seattle Mayor Mike McGinn is coming to current Mayor Katie Wilson's rescue following last week's deadly gang-related mass shooting. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more.
Mayor Wilson blamed a delay informing the public about the shooting and the search for an additional shooter on the loose on miscommunication with SPD and former Chief Sean Barnes. McGinn, who managed the 2012 Cafe Racer mass shooting, says clear communication is crucial, but critics should give Wilson a break.
Unless you're a mayor, you have no idea what this feels like. Nobody has to do this in their day-to-day job.
McGinn said he had SPD in his office during the Cafe Racer shooting to gather and disseminate information quickly. Wilson's first press conference was delayed until 5 hours after the Bite of Seattle shooting. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And now your KIRO News Radio weather. We are on the brink of an extended heat wave. Today is the nice and cool one with a high around 77. You'll notice wildfire smoke slowly filtering this week. Mostly sunny, though, through the week and starting tomorrow, 4 consecutive days with temps pushing 90. Mostly sunny and 66 right now. Downtown Seattle, I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Behold, a fiendish masterpiece from the bowels of hell! Mondays, boy, I hate Mondays. They make me so steamed. Weekends, I prefer the weekends! Son of a
welcome to another Monday edition of the Jake and Spike Show. I'm Spike O'Neill alongside with Greg Tomlin.
Greetings and salutations, Spike.
Salutations to you, my brother. How are you?
Doing great. Hope you had a great weekend.
I had, you know what? No, I did not have a great weekend.
Oh.
I did not.
Hey, I was just trying to make small talk.
No, you scratch the itch here, buddy. I'm going to peel off the Band-Aid and show the city the open wound that is my weekend.
Ooh, I like it.
No,
nice tease.
That's coming up later in the show. I want to let folks know that Jake Skorheim's taking a little vacation time, and because he has the best luck in America, he went east. So I hope he and his family are doing great, doing fine in the smoke and the climate intrusion into his holiday.
Oh, he went east within our state.
East. Well, I hope he kept right on going.
Okay.
I'm not, I don't want to, label his fun as ill-advised or not, but it brings to our first story of the day, which of course is wildfires in eastern Washington on all the smoke therein. Fires have now become the lead story in America. The Spokane fire, which is completely still 0% contained, if I've got the latest updates from our news team, which I believe that I do. 1,100 structures have been destroyed.
It's up to 1,100 now?
I believe so.
Whoa.
100 of which I believe are homes. Those numbers aren't verified because things are moving so fast, so furiously. 65,000, I believe, is the latest evacuation numbers registered. These fires have already been cleared for federal assistance. Last week, before these fires really exploded, as they have in the last 72 hours, FEMA had already deemed Eastern Washington's wildfire situation as a federal emergency, opening up resources to our state that helps deal with these fires in the best possible time and scenarios that we can get to. But this is something we knew was coming, given the fact that we are in now the 4th year in a row of drought conditions in Eastern Washington. And it's just that's what happens when you mix summer weather, lightning strikes, high summer winds, and drought conditions in a part of the region of the country that is subject to wildfires.
Yeah, in the news and commentary business, we talk a lot about human beings doing bad things, bad politicians, corrupt politicians, hardened criminals, and so on who make the news. But occasionally there are acts of nature or acts of God, whatever you want to call it, that demand our attention. And Spike, it never ceases to amaze me. The very simple factors such as a dry season and high winds can be the perfect preconditions necessary to cause utter devastation, and for tens of thousands to have to evacuate their homes. And sometimes these factors lead to things such as death or unimaginable destruction. I want to compare recent fires, not to trivialize what we're witnessing in the Spokane area,
by all means.
But for perspective, because the last 2 fires before this that received national attention were in Maui in 2023,
right,
and the Pacific Palisades in 2025. And I think some listeners might find this interesting. So the Pacific Palisades sort of takes the cake in terms of devastation and even death toll. Maui fires had 102 deaths. Do you remember that? I mean, just horrific.
You know, it's funny. You, as a self-defense mechanism, you tend to put the horrific details of these occurrences out of your mind.
Right.
I knew, I was full aware of that, but I'd forgotten.
Pacific Palisades, it was 12 deaths, but there might have been more from indirect causes, such as smoke inhalation and things like that. And I think we're still at a 0 death toll in the Spokane area, which is somewhat of a miracle, I guess. And I have a special place in Spokane in my heart because I went to Whitworth University from 2001 to 2005, so I know the area well. And one of those fires is just, it appears about 2 or 4 miles away from the beautiful campus there. In terms of the financial devastation, the Maui fires, $5.5 billion in economic damages, Pacific Palisades, $25 billion, in Spokane, it's still being calculated here. And also, you know me, Spike, having guest hosts with me for a number of years, I'm always thinking about the historical context and perspective, too. It always amazes me how, you ever look into, like, the ancient wonders of the world?
Sure,
they're utterly fascinating to me.
Slow Netflix night, I'll look at Ancient Wonders, sure.
And you know how many of them were destroyed? Natural disasters. Like they're lost to history, to the ash heap of history, because of things like earthquake and fire. So the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus burned down 356 BC. The statue of Zeus at Olympia destroyed by severe fire in the 5th century AD. And of course, in the modern world, it goes without saying that we have far more tools at our disposal to mitigate some of the damages of fire. But just what the past few years have shown us in the macro and the micro sense, as a species, we're still fairly helpless in the face of certain environmental factors that take shape. And isn't that kind of a humbling notion when you put it in context here? To me, it kind of just makes me feel small at the end of the day. And you know, we're going to get to how do you prepare for things like smoke, and how do you better help your community in the face of this stuff. And I just look at it and go, I feel kind of helpless, generally speaking.
It is humbling to see the scale that nature throws at and we are also
and so rapidly, and it just happens so quickly.
As people, we're so naive. We're so oblivious to how much we don't control in this world, and we're delusional as a species into thinking we've got this all figured out, and you're right, we've never had more tools, never had more technology, but that, forget it. You want to, let's say you want to hear God laugh, make a plan, make a fire plan, make a rescue plan, make an evacuation plan. And like you said, thank goodness so far no deaths have been attributed to these Eastern Washington fires, but 0% contained around Spokane. And those fires just continue to burn. Evacuation notices continue to be expanded for residents in the area. We got a couple of things we want to play for you. Laura put together. This first clip is from Major General Gent Welsh, I believe. Could you play that for us?
I can tell you today that that's a war zone when you finally get in there and you finally look at the devastation and the damage.
I've got family members who spent their lives in Forest Service. Both my sister-in-law and her husband, who met in a fire crew over the working summer jobs, initially both of them in college and just out of college. And they, of course, became career lifetime Forest Service employees. And the things that they faced in their lives, and as a family, every summer, when fire season came, their crews would start in the Southwest. As the fire season starts earlier in the South, temperatures are already warmer, drier, and then they move north as the season goes on. In the end of the season, they always start in Arizona, New Mexico, and they end their seasons in Montana and Idaho. That's kind of just how the fire seasons used to go 10, 15 years ago. But now the climate tide has shifted, I guess. Best way to say this, the winds that used to carry desert hot airs in the Southwest now come across our neck of the woods far more often. We've got heat wave numbers year after year after year across the Midwest and across the Northwest. And we get these fourth year in a row of light snow, double back-to-back, atmospheric rivers that wash snowpack away. So now we have drought conditions. We have low water tables. And to your point, we send tanker planes, and we send helicopters, and we send fire crews from all points, north, south, and east and west of these fires to help fight. But when wind gets behind, when 100-mile-an-hour winds cross eastern Washington, and these fires just explode, they go from 3,000 acres to 10,000 acres overnight. and the devastation is mind-boggling.
I mean, dry vegetation, strong winds, low humidity, and you have the recipe for a horrific disaster.
And to put it in, and you got to, these are people, like has been reported all day here at KIRO News Radio, that in the blink of an eye have lost everything.
Yes.
Mark Peterson's a resident and had to evacuate his home, and he tells his story.
Just below our hill, a mile away, that fire had moved into that area and now had moved up the hill as we were watching. Then the fire erupted about, I'd say 200-300 yards away from us. And there was a lot of terror because it's loud, it's hot, and you see that fire overtaking homes and these huge pine trees that go up and almost explode as they get that intense heat.
Now, have you ever seen wildfire footage? You have. I imagine none of us have really. I haven't anyway seen a real wildfire up close.
Well, one of the most striking visuals in the last week or so has been all those satellite images of the Pacific Northwest.
The smoke trails.
And you can see the bright light
of the fire itself.
Where the fire itself is emanating from, and then the smoke that just covers thousands of miles.
It's a weather front. It is literally a weather front.
Yeah.
There was footage last week, I believe, of a pyrocumulus cloud over the lake.
Say that 4 times fast. Yeah.
Pyrocumulus. Yeah. It is. I mean, so much smoke has been generated by these wildfires. Mm-hmm. It looks like, it doesn't look like a smoke wall. It looks like just a cumulus cloud. But this is wildfire smoke that is impacting the atmosphere and creating its own cloud formations.
Well, and under all of that smoke are people's homes, their lives, things they've spent generations building, and their foundations, and in the snap of a finger, it could be at risk or just obliterated.
In regions that are finding it more difficult, if not impossible, to get fire insurance. We've seen those trends in the last 5 years where companies, and these are businesses, insurance companies, who they calculate risk and they realize that the dangers have become so annual, so commonplace year after year after year. And the cost of rebuilding has become just a part of the inflationary story we've had since COVID hit. It used to be you could insure somebody for a replacement of their not lives, but I'm saying, everything they own. And now the cost of replacing that and the frequency of these fires make them a bad risk for insurance companies. So now we're talking about people who are losing everything, many of which have at best government provided fire insurance, which is the bare minimum that they have available to them. It doesn't come close to replacing their losses. There's a quote from Dave Updegrove, Commissioner of Public Lands, of this wildfire season in Washington at large.
Yeah, he wanted to zoom out a little bit to sort of talk about the entire state.
This is an extraordinary fire season. This is going to shape up to be a historic fire season in Washington state and the Pacific Northwest. Today, there are 17 major fires burning in Washington state, covering 262,000 acres currently on fire. And we are nearing 500,000 acres burned this summer in Washington, and it's in early August.
Fire season usually kicks in late June and runs through September. We've still got the bulk of fire season ahead of us, and it's already been a historic fire season in Washington.
Yeah, and Seattle, most likely will be spared the worst of this, but we could be in for some smoke in the next couple days.
For next couple of smoke. There's a warning about health risks from potential wildfire smoke, but this isn't new to us.
Right.
3 years ago was 2003, I believe. It was so bad we had the worst air quality on the face of the earth.
I remember that.
Remember
yes,
that? Something that Detroit experienced just less than a month ago with those not British Columbia, but Canadian wildfires, Ontario wildfires, I believe. Brought all that smoke to the Midwest and the Northeast. You saw the pictures from Chicago that looked like those days we had in 2003, where you can't see through the atmosphere. There are days when you look west from the city of Seattle and you can't see the other side of the Puget Sound, let alone the silhouettes of the Olympic peaks. You can't even see the far shore of the Puget Sound because the smoke was so bad. And it won't be that bad this week, but it will be a health concern. Folks in our region who are already susceptible to respiratory situations, elderly, folks with pre-existing respiratory conditions, are being warned now to be careful about how much outside time you spend in the Northwest over the next couple of days. Heaven forbid you are traveling to Eastern Washington, or you live in that part of the state and you're receiving our signal from where you are at home and you haven't been evacuated yet, but we don't have to tell you that the smoke is impacting your lives. Folks are warned not to spend too much time outside, to again wear masks.
Oh, I know that. Talk about whiplash there. Stock up on your N95s.
It isn't, and just on the heels of last week's Fauci hearing, where that all this was just
what a circus that was. By the way,
it was all dug up again. I know. Believe me, I got into that last week with Jake. But those specters of those days of mask wearing are just front of mind again. And now here we are with a summer of smoke in loss in Eastern Washington, and here we go again with mask warnings.
Well, and what's wild to me is when you're dealing with these events on a mass scale where it affects tens of thousands of people, they can either drive people apart or bring them together. And usually when you're at the height of the devastation, it tends to rally people together because you're just looking to do the next right thing to help your neighbor. And then when some of the dust settles or the smoke settles, so to speak, is usually when we start to kind of get at each other's throats here. What have you heard, Spike, from politicians, state leaders, city leaders, in terms of not just the response to this, but are there any politics amidst this and discussions to be had? I know there was with the Pacific Palisades. The mayor got an earful, LaBasse, after the Palisades fire.
Vultures usually wait till the carcass is rotting in the sun to start feeding on it. But I guarantee you this. I mean, Governor Inslee a week ago, remember his comments a week ago saying, now
Ferguson.
No, it was Governor Inslee. He felt the need to speak out. Here we are now living through the effects of climate change.
I see, right.
With regard to those suffering wildfire losses and intrusion in their lives in the state of Washington. And he was, of course, posturing and blah, blah, never take an opportunity, never miss an opportunity to exploit a disaster for political gain. There's politics at play here. If you don't think that the mitigation of wildfire resources by the Trump administration has a hand in how these situations are managed or controlled, or if we can even get control around these situations. A third of the forest wildfire industry, from a government perspective, has been eliminated by this administration, as we see year after year after year of hottest year ever, worst wildfires ever. 8 of the last 9 worst wildfire seasons ever have been in the last 10 years. And the counter to that is always, it's forest mitigation. I see it from elected officials. I see it from educated pundits in the political sphere. I see it from randos on social media who went just overnight from epidemiology experts to wildfire experts. Overnight. Well done, social media. But I see these folks talk about, 150 years of forest mismanagement. Really? Tell me how mismanagement affects the desert plains of eastern Washington, the scrublands of eastern Washington.
We got to pull out the rake.
We got to rake it clean. That's the thing.
The dead leaves.
We keep relitigating these same, I think, ridiculous notions put forth by keyboard experts and keyboard warriors about why we find ourselves where we are, whether it's regard to what happened with COVID, we're trying to rewrite history there, or now why these wildfires are the worst. So it's only August 3rd.
Okay, but if you buy into the premise that you're espousing here, it would seem like the natural conclusion would lead to, okay, we need to do more to protect our environment, correct? And Washington as a state, Seattle as a city has taken measures to try to have a positive impact on the environment to little to no effect and at huge cost to taxpayers. To me, as someone viewing all this, I say, boy, it still feels like we're somewhat helpless in the face of this. And everything we throw at it, again, if you do buy the premise of the problem, seems to just cost us more, and we're not mitigating the effects of it whatsoever.
I love having this discussion. I have it far too often. I give you that the CCA has more holes than a Swiss cheese factory, okay? But I would also argue that money spent collected by the CCA, while they haven't given us an accurate accounting of where it's going and what good it's doing, it has not been without any good. There have been educational programs put in place for communities affected disproportionately by climate issues. And with regard to wildfire alone, drive east on Blewett Pass, heading toward the Wenatchee area.
Yeah, I've done that many times.
All you will see going down the downslope of Blewett Pass as you head toward 297 and the Big Y are homes and structures with metal roofs. That was paid for by the state, part of the CCA climate mitigation money. Say, folks, you guys are in wildfire territory. How about we put metal roofs on all these structures to help save them from flying embers of a wildfire? So Good start to a conversation. We're going to have a lot more to talk about as we move forward throughout the course of our day. We're going to shift gears a little bit now because the fire burning right now is in the Mariner Clubhouse. How's that for a segue? It's trade deadline around Major League Baseball, and moves are happening fast and furiously. Mariners have made subtractions and additions. There's more to come. Aaron Granillo will give us the latest as we come up right after the break. Don't go anywhere.
This hour is brought to you by Sunset Auto Family.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Thinking about a new roof or exterior upgrade, but worried about the cost? This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We've created our summertime savings event to make it simple and affordable. Save up to $3,000 off your exterior project or get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. And every qualifying GAF roof is backed by our lifetime Golden Pledge warranty. One call gets you started. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Jason Rance here. If your water heater is getting older, leaking, or running out of hot water, CM Heating has an affordable solution. Get a new gas or electric water heater installed starting at just $44.99 a month. With CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program, you'll get lifetime repairs and maintenance at no extra charge. Parts and labor covered for life. Plus, same-day installation is available in many cases. Schedule your free estimate today at cmheating.com.
License number CMHEAHL 750LP.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hey, it's John Curley with my friend Bob Stelton. Hey, Bob, you had a hip issue just like me. You went to see Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine. What did he tell you?
You got a torn labrum, you got a frayed ligament, you've got arthritis developing. He said, this isn't going to fix everything, but it will go a long way. I was walking around at about an 8 pain level. I couldn't walk that far before the pain would kick in, and it was impacting my workouts and just really impacting my day-to-day stuff beyond jiu-jitsu.
So, just like me, Dr. Wagner does stem cell on your hip. How you feeling now?
I feel like I've gotten back to being who I was prior to the injuries, which was somebody who's very active, loves being out there outside when the weather's great, being on the motorcycle, sparring in jiu-jitsu, working out. I can do all of those things now.
So whether it's a shoulder, a hip, a wrist, knee, or elbow, before you choose surgery, see our friend, Dr. Wagner first. He'll tell you if stem cell is right for you. drmarkwagnermd.com. Make an appointment at drmarkwagnermd.com.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repairs, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state? I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Wildfires in Spokane have now destroyed an estimated 700 structures, while more than 65,000 people have been evacuated. KIRO News Radio's Luca Ducey has the latest.
It's the worst natural disaster ever in Spokane. Dry conditions and strong winds sent flames racing through neighborhoods, reducing hundreds of homes to smoldering piles of char and ash. Commissioner of Public Lands Dave Upthegrove says it's part of a historic fire season facing the state.
And behind every one of these images we see that's so devastating, there is a young firefighter running into the woods, putting their lives on the line.
Hundreds of firefighters are on the ground, but so far the fire isn't even close to being contained. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
17 major fires are burning across our state, covering more than 260,000 acres, which is the size of 200,000 football fields. It wasn't the wind around Lake Washington that canceled Saturday's Blue Angels performance at Seafair. Meteorologist Ted Beener was one of the officials behind the decision to call off the show. He tells KIRO Radio's Gene Ursula planes out of SeaTac needed that airspace.
So this was about having passenger flights flying south through the airspace that the Blue Angels would be using. That's a safety issue, and that is why everything was canceled.
Normally, passenger planes can circle around the air show. Beener says that wasn't the case on Saturday, with wind gusts around 30 miles per hour at SeaTac Airport. A familiar fixture in Ballard could disappear. A land use application filed with the city of Seattle proposes tearing down the building that houses the Ballard Goodwill and replacing it with a mixed-use development featuring about 300 apartments, ground floor retail space, and parking. According to the Seattle Times, Evergreen Goodwill says it leases the property and has not been notified that its lease is ending. So for now, the store remains open and operating as usual. A coalition of Seattle stadiums, arenas, and event organizers is urging Mayor Katie Wilson to reactivate police-connected surveillance cameras in the Stadium District and Pioneer Square. In a letter sent today, the group cited recent shootings at Seattle Center and Capitol Hill, saying the 22 cameras linked to the Seattle Police Department's real-time crime center are important tools for preventing violence and identifying suspects during major events. And now check on Wall Street. Big gains right now. The Dow up 710, S&P 500 up 118, and the NASDAQ up 564. And now check on your KIRO News Radio traffic, brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. South 5 into Seattle, we're backed up from Northgate in the downtown. Close to 25 minutes to get through this. North 5, you're slow from the West Seattle Bridge past I-90. It opens up for you till you get up to Mercer, and then it's bumper to bumper to the Ship Canal Bridge. About 20 minutes gets you through all this. Bellevue to Renton on 405 is at 15 minutes, but we're starting to fill in between Factoria and the VMAC, and out in Gig Harbor, looks like road work is slowing you down. Eastbound 16 between Burnham Drive and Wallachia Drive. Keep summer outside where it belongs. Save $588 on every window, $1,088 on every door, plus free heat deflecting glass. Claim your free quote today, plus 12 months, no payments. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com. All right, mostly sunny all this week with increasing wildfire smoke the next few days. 77 for our Monday high, Tuesday 86, Wednesday and Thursday near 90, and back to mid-80s on Friday. A little hazy out there at that smoke, high in the atmosphere, 67 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Jake and Spike Show. I'm Spike O'Neill with Greg Tomlin. Jake Skorheim's taking a couple days. I want to do a little housekeeping really quick. I said in the last break, 1,100 structures have been lost to wildfires in the Spokane wildfire area. That's incorrect. It's confirmed that 700 structures, up to 700 structures, have been confirmed destroyed On-ground reporting says it may be as many as 1,100. We'll keep you updated as quickly as we can. And also, I want to give you the question of the day. Every day at 1:30, we task for your input, and we give it back to the city. What are the wildfires and the smoke from these wildfires this season doing for your sense of preparation? Are you canceling plans because of smoke or wildfire? What are you doing to prepare your family for the smoke that's going to take over this side of the state for the next few days? The Muckleshoot Resort Casino text line, Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. We'd love to hear from you. And also, if you'd like to donate to help the over 65,000 evacuated because of these Spokane wildfires, text the word donate to that number, 888-973-5476. Text donate. We will send you a link to the various agencies that you can help the citizens and our neighbors in Spokane. Now let's shift gears over to the Diamond, the Mariner baseball season. Mariners took 2 of 3 from Minnesota over the weekend, but find themselves still 3 games behind the surging Houston Astros. We're so busy watching the Rangers of the last week and a half as the Mariners got overtaken in first place. And we're trying to find their way through a rough schedule, a rough road trip. I think they went, 2-5 on the last road trip before coming home for the Twins series. And it's trade deadline, which means it's funny how things change so quickly in the 2 weeks prior to the trade deadline for so many teams. Aaron Granillo is joining us now, and he can give us an update on what's happening in the Mariner clubhouse, what's already transpired, and what's left to do, and if the Mariners are done. They've made some subtractions. They've made some additions. Tell us what's going on.
Latest is the Mariners have acquired an outfielder, a right hitter, a right-handed hitter. Thank you.
He is the right hitter and a right-handed hitter.
It is the right move for the Mariners. They need a right-handed hitter who's actually been good this season. Because when they brought in who was supposed to be their fix for lefties was Rob Refsnyder. He's done absolutely nothing for the team.
He had a home run the other night. Okay, I don't say nothing. He's done very little.
So we have a guy who's actually proven this year that he's been decent. He's not, the fix-all that the Mariners need. What the Mariners need is for their core to do really well. Julio, Cal, and Naylor have all underperformed. But this is an addition that the Mariners needed to make, no doubt about it. And they trade away not a lot to get him as well. They trade away a big league reliever, Alex Hoppe, who people may or may not know, and then a couple other relievers as well, prospects. So they get this 32-year-old veteran back in the clubhouse to hopefully be a everyday presence, I would say, in that lineup to try to fix this confounding team.
Yeah, that's a good describing word. He's batting .246, Taylor Ward. He's got 7 home runs. He's got an OBP of .383. I vividly remember the trade deadline of last year, 2025. You know who we got? Naylor and
Gino.
Eugenio Suarez, right? And I remember the excitement, the energy in the city saying, okay, the organization has made the moves they needed to make this push into the playoffs and perhaps even a World Series. I'm not sure I feel that same sense of excitement or anticipation in 2026. And with the addition of Taylor Ward and Luis Castillo leaving the team.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd get a chance to talk about that real quick.
Yeah, my question for you, Aaron, is this a play for the future or the immediate future? And how does this move this year differ from last season?
So a few reasons it's different than last season. There aren't as many marquee players on the market for the Mariners to grab that could actually help them this season. What I alluded to in the first response was that the Mariners on paper have the pieces in place to be one of the best teams. They should be running away with this division right now. They're not. They can't bring in any bats that are available right now to make them significantly better that way. They need Julio to be Julio. Right. They need Cal to not hit 60, but to be good. He's been one of the worst catchers this year.
They need Joe Boo from the movie Major League to bless
that's right.
Cal Raleigh's bat.
Yeah, but they need their core, their stars to be stars, and they haven't. When Cole Young is your most consistent player, that's great, but he shouldn't be your most consistent player. Randy Arozarena is your only all-star this year.
Well,
that's not good enough.
When I woke up this morning to see that he was on the trading block, and then the Mariners said, because that was rumored, floating around. Mm-hmm. It is truly a seller's market in free agency or in trades this year, I should say, in trades, Because so many teams have played themselves into playoff contention.
Yeah.
I mean, the Red Sox went on a 15-game win streak, got out of the cellar. They were a seller before that. Now they're a buyer for talent. To your point about there's not a lot of great prospects available to be traded to other ball clubs. The good news is we really don't need a lot of help. From outside.
You don't. You have all the pieces that you need inside. They just got to figure it out. And now the Mariners might not be done today either. The trade deadline is at 3 o'clock our time, and there are rumors that they still want and need another high-leverage reliever because the bullpen has been spotty this season.
Yeah.
Matt Brash is one of their key guys. He's been hurt for a long time. So there's a prize possession out there in Mason Miller. He's the closer for the Padres right now.
Yeah. Do they need starting pitching? Because our trade bait are one of our 2 starters, right?
Word is the Padres are asking for Cade Anderson, who's not a big league pitcher, but he's dominated. And when I say dominated, I mean like unhittable, dominated, AA. The Mariners are not going to trade Cade Anderson for Mason Miller. That's just not going to happen. So if that's the asking price, potentially, that's not going to happen. So, but Emerson Hancock, George Kirby, those are guys that could be moved. And if that happens, you then have an open slot in your starting rotation because now you're back to 5 starters with Luis Castillo out. Potentially they do that and bring up Cade Anderson to be that 5th starter.
But that's not going to get a Miller from the Padres. Is there another closer out there that can fill that gap?
There are other relievers that are available, but not him. No.
So it was last week, I believe, at the end of the week, Luis Castillo was traded.
Luis Castillo was traded.
Luis.
Yep.
And went to the White Sox, and did we get anything of note?
Got a major league reliever out of the deal, and then you also got an outfielder and a catching prospect, which is always not bad to have in your system.
What we really got was a lot of relief on the pocketbook of the Mariners.
That's what I was going to say. The best part of the deal is that the White Sox picked up every dollar remaining on Luis's contract, which was like $8 million for the rest of this year, $20+ million for next year, which he is just not worth. And then the following year, he had a player vesting option, whereas if he pitched 180 innings, he would have been owed like $25 million. And you don't want to pay Luis Castillo $25 million. You can spend that money a lot better ways for a 34-year-old at that time of his career on the downside of his career.
Aaron, I want to ask you, if I may, a little more broadly about the game of baseball here. And another huge deal that went down just recently, and that's the addition. You know where I'm going with this. You know exactly where I'm going with this.
Going to Hollywood, aren't you?
The Los Angeles Dodgers acquired back-to-back AL Cy Young Award-winning left-handed pitcher Tarek Skubal.
Mm-hmm.
Good for the game? I don't think it is. And does this force the MLB's hand into some kind of salary cap situation here? Because I don't think the Dodgers are ever going to lose again.
I don't know. Every league needs a villain. The Dodgers are the villain of this generation. Yes, the salary cap would be nice. That's could lead to a lockout next season. By the way, that's part of the whole contract negotiations that we'll be talking about a lot too in the offseason. Players don't want a salary cap. Owners do, and a lot
of owners are very unhappy about the Dodgers. Continue
for sure.
They're building the Avengers. I read down there, not the Dodgers anymore.
Yeah, they're going to be good for a long, long time. The Dodgers.
Aaron Granillo, thank you so much, my friend. Always a pleasure having you in.
I think the Dodgers are more like Thanos. Sorry, I mean to carry out.
No, I get you. That's a better analogy. All right, when we come back, let's talk a little bit about this weekend in Seafair in Seattle. Did you experience it? Was it everything you remember it being? And did you skip it all together? Did you get bummed out and miss the Blue Angels show on Saturday? We'll have all that right after these.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Aegis Living. A lot of us are at a point in our lives where we may be needing some help. Maybe not for us, maybe for our parents. I want to tell you folks about Aegis Living, local communities in our area that have been rated #1 in America for senior living by Seniorly Magazine. They looked at 1 million reviews, over 60,000 communities nationwide, and they ranked Aegis #1 in America. for the luxury communities that they offer, the amenities, the resort-style amenities, chef-prepared meals, the kind of care that we want for our family as they enter this stage of their lives. Go to ageliving.com/spike and schedule a visit today. You won't be sorry you did.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. Beat the rain and beat the mad rush. Valentine Roofing is now offering priority scheduling for your roof replacement. When you call Valentine Roofing today, they can get your job started within 3 weeks of signing the agreement. And they make the process so simple. You're going to receive an estimate with transparent pricing and options that fit your needs in about an hour. So call 206 Roofing to schedule your free estimate. That's 206 Roofing. And remember, when you see the red Valentine van, you know your home is in good hands.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
Your dog is limping, but she seems fine. Plus, you've heard they can fake it just to get what they want. So what's the deal now? You're being gaslit.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Oh, now she switched legs. What a diva.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com. Or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Dr. Mark Wagner has performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures, including mine, at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine. And we've interviewed over 100 of Dr. Wagner's patients, and we hear the same things. It changed my life. I'm back to doing the activities I love without pain. It really works. It's remarkable.
We love helping people get back to living life to the fullest and doing the things they enjoy most.
They also must really enjoy not having the pain and recovery time with surgery.
Stem cell therapy is a 60-minute non-surgical, minimally invasive procedure to eliminate pain, regenerate cartilage, treat tendon and ligament tears, osteoarthritis, and chronic tendonitis.
And you only use the patient's own stem cells.
That's right, their body's own stem cells.
So whether it's a hip like me, an elbow, shoulder, or knee.
Don't forget ankles, wrists, and thumbs.
Yep, those patients too. Before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD first. Learn more at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Holy smokes!
The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat.
Friday mornings at 8:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the Jake and Spike Show. Greg Thomas sitting in today. This was Seafair weekend in Seattle, biggest weekend of the year. A lot of concern going in, given the fact of the week we had just gone through as a city. But the news of the weekend was the cancellation of the Blue Angels air show on Saturday due to weather and wind conditions. 5 other aerial performances were able to go on earlier in the day. But the Blue Angels have guidelines about safety, and safety is number one with the Blue Angel squad. Our own Ted Beener has I want to say a hand in canceling making the decision to cancel the Angels show, but he explained exactly why the cancellation took place. He explained it earlier in the Gene Ursula show.
This had nothing to do with the winds on Lake Union. This had everything to do with the winds at SeaTac Airport.
Oh.
And the winds that afternoon were 15 gusts to 30 miles per hour out of the south. And normally during Seafair, they'll have airplanes flying to the north and take off. You circle away as soon as you take off the runway, and you're out of harm's way. So this was about having passenger flights flying south through the airspace that the Blue Angels would be using. That's a safety issue, and that is why everything was canceled.
And everything being canceled from a Blue Angels perspective, because the boats are wonderful, and the log boom experience and the shore experience, the party, we'll talk about that in a second, are wonderful, but it's the Blue Angels. So she asked the question we were all thinking.
How do you sleep well at night knowing that in your heart you're doing what's best for everyone?
Well, you just said it right there.
Right.
It was the right thing to do. It's all about safety. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be on approach to SeaTac Airport and see a Blue Angel right out my window.
This is correct.
That would freak me out.
Well, it seems kind of fun.
Bad example. I would love to see that.
Right.
Show of hands. Seafair went off without a hitch. Oh, I can't say that. No Blue Angels. The log bloom log bloom. That's funny.
Put a damper on things.
The log boom on Saturday had a little bit of an issue, and they had to kind of gather it in again because of the wind conditions. The low clouds changed the air show. The blah 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 blah. But Greg, you delivered on Sunday for Seafair because your band got to play Seafair Sunday.
Yeah, that's right. Luck of the draw. We were scheduled from 4:30 to 5:30 on Sunday at Seafair. We closed out the event after the Hydro races and the Blue Angels. It was such an honor being a Northwest boy, born and bred, and I have to tell you, one of those indelible images I will never forget is doing sound check while the Blue Angels buzzed the main stage. And they were basically like the opener for our band, which is insane, Spike. And so I was just drinking it all in yesterday. The event, to the best of my knowledge, went off without a hitch. And you know this all too well, too, Spike, being a frontman for your band, Spike and the Impalers, is that you get to work with a lot of staff for events. I was just taken aback by how professional, how courteous everyone was to us at Seafair, all the organizers, all the people, all the hired hands. And you're just, you can't help but notice that it takes hundreds of people, maybe even 1,000 people to make something like that work.
Yeah.
And everybody has to bury their pride and sacrifice things to do what's best for the event itself. And it all came together in a beautiful way. And at the same time, it was a tale of two Seattles that I got to experience yesterday. What I mean is getting right off I-90 onto Rainier Avenue and driving a few miles to Genesee Park.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Of course, I'm excited, and there's a lot of anticipation for the performance that we were about to do. And I couldn't help but notice that some of the worst cliches and stereotypes of Seattle can be found along Rainier Avenue. You see a lot of people dealing with addiction and mental health crises, and they're just out in the open. And it's saddening, it's enraging to a degree. And then you turn one corner, we're on 43rd Street, you get into the fairgrounds, and you see the best of Seattle. You see a community celebrating together this iconic event. You see thousands of people together celebrating their city, the height of summer. The Blue Angels are majestic. The Hydro races in person, I highly recommend viewing that at least once.
It's the very best
if you live around here.
Yes, that's
it was spectacular. But the dichotomy was quite striking.
We hear about this all the time. The city that's has limited resources, not without resources, but that we have this city, and it's not just the Rainier area. It's also North Seattle. It's along Aurora Avenue. It's where homeowners aren't safe. Same thing can be felt in that neighborhood. But you have these two separate worlds, completely almost oblivious to each other. You get to experience in one day.
Yeah, right. In a matter of hours.
But kudos. I'm glad you brought up the staff at Seafair. It was, by all accounts, a roaring success. Yeah. Seafair 2026. And kudos to all those folks. You talk about a stage where bands play one after another, and the backline, the staffing, the tech crew that keeps it moving without a hitch for the people in attendance, because the experience of the citizens of Seattle at Seafair is first and foremost. Did a great job. We appreciate them. All right, folks, when we come back, it's the roundup, the top stories all across the country. We'll have it for you right here. Don't go anywhere.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
If you're over 62 and worried about how far your retirement savings will go, I'd like you to hear this. I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage. Every week I talk with seniors who love their home and want to stay, but feel financial pressure every month. Property taxes keep going up. Insurance costs more. Everyday bills add up, and for some, they still have a mortgage payment. If you're wondering how long your savings need to last, a reverse mortgage may be worth a look. It could eliminate your mortgage payment, pay off debts, and give you breathing room every month. Now, I want to make it clear it's not right for everyone, but for the right person, it can be a very smart financial tool. When you call Best Mortgage, you'll speak directly with me. I'll explain your options and tell you honestly if it makes sense for you. If you want to stay in your home with less financial stress, call me, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. Honest advice you can trust. 425-649-6000.
KIRO News Radio is giving you a shot at 4 tickets to see the Seahawks in their preseason home opener, Saturday, August 15th.
To enter, open the KIRO News Radio app or visit mynorthwest.com/win for details.
You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your chances.
Enter daily from July 28th through August 3rd.
Full details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win.
That's mynorthwest.com/win.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
My name is Jeff. I live in Northern California, and I am 65 years old, actually 65 and a half as of 2 days ago. I've been practicing medicine for 37 years. People have this impression that doctors know insurance, that they understand insurance. Let me assure you they do not. Medicare is complex. It's really complex, and the government did not make it easy to understand. Chapter really helps you understand it. They talked me through what my options were, and then they helped me tailor-make a plan. One of the things that really impressed me with Chapter was the human touch element of it. I was not talking to an AI agent. I was talking to a real person who answered my questions. And not only that, but they remembered the particulars from our last conversation. They really weren't just being a representative, that they actually cared about me as a person. And that sounds cliche, but it makes all the difference in the world.
To learn more about how you can get free personalized Medicare advice, visit chapter.com today. Again, that's chapter.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty? Then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson. Despite Iran denying there are direct talks with the U.S., they are not only going on, says President Trump at the White House.
I want to give them every last chance before decapitation. Very tough to do what we have planned, still planned. We'll see what happens.
President's company, Trump Media, is launching a new feature that critics say is corrupt, an example of a president making money off of his office. ABC's Peter Harlambous.
Now, the president's company is selling instant access to Trump's social media posts through a service designed for big financial firms that could make millions from having Trump's announcements milliseconds faster than their competitors.
Hundreds of homes are reported burned to the ground by wildfires, say fire officials in Spokane, Washington. 2 Republican senators who delayed the Todd Blanche nomination for Attorney General say they're now satisfied that Blanche has met their demands and that a Judiciary Committee vote is expected tomorrow. This is ABC News. Construction can raise a racket, but the overall industry lately has been much quieter, says ABC's Jim Ryan.
The monthly construction spending report lags by a month, so the latest figures reflect construction activity in June. Residential and private construction both fell that month, while non-residential building picked up about 0.1%. The Census Bureau says construction spending hit a plateau in mid-2024 and has been trending downward ever since.
Microsoft issuing a security warning about hotel Wi-Fi. The company saying Russian hackers are using phony sign-in pages to break into your accounts. Details from ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
Microsoft says you should assume that public and hotel Wi-Fi networks might not be trustworthy. Using your phone as a hotspot is a safer option, but make sure that you check your plan's data allowance first. And if you are using 365, consider passwordless login options like passkeys or multi-factor authentication.
Our Elizabeth Schulze, Chuck Severson, ABC News.
As firefighters battle wildfires around Spokane, we'll hear from one resident who was forced to evacuate following a look at your commute. South 5 heading into Seattle. We're slow from Lake City Way in the downtown. A big improvement from our last report. Linwood to Seattle, right around 20 minutes. North 5 is now heavy, though, just before the West Seattle Bridge. Past I-90, you'll catch a little break, and then you're bumper to bumper again between Mercer and the Ship Canal Bridge. 20 to 25 minutes to get through all this. Over to Bellevue, South 405 is bumper to bumper as you make your way through Factoria. And as you head into Olympia, southbound I-5, about a 3-mile backup between Lacey and downtown Olympia. This traffic report brought to you by KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Terrifying moments for the thousands of people forced to flee the wildfires in Spokane. A veteran weatherman, Mark Peterson with KXLY, was among them. He tells KIRO Radio's Gene Ursula he watched some of his neighbors' homes burn down.
I mean, you look at it and you're dumbfounded that a couple days ago, they were having barbecues in the backyard and enjoying their time and going to and from work. Now they were forced with pick whatever you need, do it in the next 5 minutes, and get out.
Peterson says he's lucky his house was spared, but more than 700 other structures, including homes, are a total loss. Governor Bob Ferguson says federal resources are on the way to Washington to help battle 17 major wildfires burning more than 260,000 acres in our state. Ferguson says FEMA agreed to send those resources before they've even been approved.
Search and rescue, debris removal, sheltering for housing, right, on a short-term basis. They've already started that process to literally move those resources to Washington State.
Whole neighborhoods in Spokane have been destroyed as officials call the fires there the worst natural disaster in the city's history. According to the IRS, former Seattle Police Chief Barnes and his wife owe more than $86,000 in taxes, and they have a federal lien on all of their properties. The documents list the couple's home in Cook County, Illinois, as one of those properties. Political analyst Matt Markovich explains the lien didn't preclude Barnes from being sworn in as chief.
The check and balance in all this would be the Seattle City Council, which generally approves all major hires of department heads.
A federal government source tells KIRO News Radio a tax lien could lead to serious concerns about a police chief being blackmailed or bribed, not wanting that information to get out. Barnes will receive about $700,000 under a resignation agreement. Visa is cutting 70 jobs at its Bellevue office. The Puget Sound Business Journal reports it's part of Visa's global restructuring, tied in part to artificial intelligence. A state filing shows the layoffs take effect in October. Company-wide, Visa plans to eliminate about 2,600 positions, roughly 7% of its workforce. And the Mariners say goodbye to a veteran right-handed pitcher, Luis Castillo, over the weekend, agreeing to a trade with Chicago White Sox, dealing the longtime starter for 3 players from Chicago, reliever Seranthony Dominguez, outfielder Nolan Jones, and catcher-outfielder prospect Boston Smith. Castillo was a core member of the M's from 2022 through 2026, gaining the nickname La Piedra, which translates to the Rock, due to his consistent presence on the mound. The MLB trade deadline is at 3 p.m. today. The Mariners are expected to make at least one more move before the deadline, according to MLB.com's Daniel Kramer. Now check on your KIRO News Radio weather. Mostly sunny with wildfire smoke slowly filtering in the next few days. Most of it will stay high in the atmosphere, though. 77 this afternoon. Then we crank up the heat. 86 Tuesday, 90 Wednesday and Thursday, 85 Friday. Mostly sunny and 69 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Jake and Spike Show. Greg Tomlin filling in, and Nate Connors at the news desk. Nate and I, we go back.
Yes, sir.
We go back a long time. You and I,
decades.
We got decades of love and history together. I don't, you do a great job, but I want to kind of help you with a little bit of a pronunciation.
Oh yeah, every report I need it.
Okay, yeah, it's pronounced reliever.
What did I say?
Reliever.
What did I say?
I think you said reliever.
Thank you.
You betcha. Yeah, and it's tough.
Appreciate that.
Reliever. Starter.
Yeah.
Reliever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Do better next time.
Okay.
You're the man.
Done deal.
Wow.
All right.
Appreciate
Question of the day.
See, I've dealt with this for decades.
I see that. And you handled it
I love you, buddy.
very appropriately.
I know how to handle it now.
I love you. That's it. Teflon. He's Teflon, people. At 1:30, we will have your responses to our question of the day, talking about the wildfires in eastern Washington and the smoke that is forecasted to give our area some concerns over the next few days. As Nate told you correctly, 85 tomorrow, close to 90 on Wednesday, 85 again on Thursday with smoke. So is the wildfire itself or the smoke that it brings altering your plans? How are you preparing for the smoke? What are you doing different? We'd love to hear from you. What are you doing to prevent it? Make sure you're taking care of yourselves. All right, now it is that, by the way, if you want to chime in, the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. It's time for our National Roundup, 1 o'clock Roundup. The top stories across the country, we're bringing them to you here so you don't miss anything as you enjoy your time spent with us every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 3. The state of Michigan has reported the first deaths related to the I don't want to use that word, the cyclospora outbreak in Michigan and many other states. I think 34 states now have had occurrences of this parasitic invasion of our country due to unsafe food products, produce products. Yeah, brought about from, it's been rumored and reported, confirmed, but there's been a lot of different stories floating around. But this was processed lettuce that was bagged lettuce or supplied to major chains like Taco Bell across the country. It was originally sourced out of Mexico. There was a breakdown in product safety along the way to put a broad point on it. But now the first 2 deaths are reported in Michigan because of this.
Terribly sad. And when I read a story like this, Spike, I wonder, is this still the beginning stages of how bad this gets? Or is this, the top? Does it start to go away from here? And I'm always cautious, given our recent history with COVID, to proclaim, don't be worried about this. It's no big deal.
The worst is behind us.
It's a bit eye-catching to see now that people have died. And yes, they did have underlying conditions which complicated their situation. So if you're in relatively good health, and now we know where the outbreaks are, and I'm sure there's mitigation factors put in place to help curb some of the spread here. But it's still a little scary. It's still a little unnerving. This is why I don't eat vegetables. This is why I don't eat produce, Spike. Red meat and processed foods.
Well, I don't want to tell you about the screwworms, but we'll talk about those later. The main story we want to convey to people is to be safe, to wash vegetables, wash produce when you get them. There's been a re-emphasis on that. That's always been the case. But when you look at, I hate to keep pointing back my finger to D.C., but oversight by the federal government with regard to food safety, with regard to public health. We're talking about a record number of measles cases in America. We're talking about national explosive diarrhea outbreaks from cyclospora. After staff is reduced and guidelines are brought down, after regulations are lifted to free up the economy, all those things. There are reasons that oftentimes these systems are in place for good reasons.
So I had always used the term explosive diarrhea in a humorous sense because I thought it would provoke a certain type of reaction. But is this now the clinical term that like doctors are going to be saying? I have heard that term come through the cross the lips of respected broadcasters. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
yes.
you said it with a somber, kind of stoic sense, and I just thought, we've passed the precipice here to where it's kind of a normal, everyday thing because we've all been talking about it in conversation now. And I actually prefer that to the term that a lot of these news stories are using online, which is watery diarrhea. I tend to go to explosive diarrhea as the describing term.
Watery. The question here is we're
you think the conversation
vernacular
would go in this direction?
Because one source says explosive bowel movements.
Okay, that's explosive stool.
Well,
no, Laura, where do you come down on this debate?
Thank you, Laura. Our second story of the day.
Truly, thank you.
Our next story of the day. Let's turn our attention to D.C. We were going to go.
Speaking of explosive diarrhea,
we were going to go. We can cover both these stories in one nutshell from our nation's capital.
Right.
Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche has cleared a Senate confirmation hearing hurdle when two senators from the Republican Party, they were John Cornyn and Tom Tillis, who had held back their votes to move the nomination out of the Judiciary Committee to a full Senate vote. They were saying that without a written guarantee that the retribution fund, I guess, is the weaponization of government what's the word I'm looking for? Reparations. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah.
That's a loaded term.
Yeah, thank you very much. These senators got in writing from Acting Attorney General Blanche that they would not pursue the $1.776 billion fund to seek out the compensation for those who were the victims of lawfare. They now
and that's
had.
mainly pertaining to January 6th,
it has never been clarified. But every time someone is asked about where's this money going to go, that's up to the committee that's put in place to govern these payouts from this $1.776 billion slush fund, some people like to call this. Now, these two senators said we got in writing that this fund wouldn't be, they wouldn't be pursuing this any longer, according to Todd Blanche. But I've read some analysis of this particular agreement from Todd Blanche's office, and he says, that this guarantee in writing gives no guarantee that the fund couldn't be pursued at a later date, that President Trump couldn't then sue the Department of Justice.
And on it goes.
To reinstate the fund, that any of these particular victims of weaponization couldn't sue the federal government for re-establishment of this fund. So that this paper that the two senators sought to guarantee really has no weight at all. Doesn't guarantee much of anything. Plus, this fund moves. This nomination now moves forward with the secondary part of that settlement between the IRS and Donald Trump, who was actually acting on both sides of the court here. He was both arguing parties. A judge said that case should never have been brought because there's no real defendant in this case. It's one guy suing himself, basically, is what it boiled down to. But what stays in place is the immunity of IRS auditing for President Trump or anybody associated with that lawsuit. That's being left in place with this particular agreement from Todd Blanche to move it forward.
Well, and here's a sobering thought and something to chew on more generally, and that is, the Constitution or even the Declaration of Independence aren't worth the paper that they're printed on if they don't have honorable people abiding by the terms that are set out on the piece of paper, right?
Right. Amen.
And so when you're dealing with this written guarantee from Blanche, I think you're right to point out that there's any number of ways that lawyers or, Trump's lackeys or toadies can work around it. And so at the end of the day, it comes down to what's the caliber and character of people who are serving that are either going to have integrity or not when it comes to abiding by agreements and terms set out on a piece of paper here. And I think citizens are rightly skeptical and maybe even cynical to think that this would be abided by, because Blanche has been, lock and step generally with the Trump administration. And, people are right to be concerned. Voters are right to be concerned, left and right for that matter, given the history here.
Yeah, the judge who laughed that case, that lawsuit from Trump against the IRS out of court, because there wasn't a real victim in this case, also said that Todd Blanche should have his license reviewed by the Bar Association in New York.
Do you remember when RFK Jr. Was confirmed and there was a holdout? I think it was Ron Johnson or something, Senator Ron Johnson, and he wanted a guarantee from RFK or pertaining to something about vaccines or something like that. And at the time, absolutely, you can trust me.
It was Kennedy, who was a doctor, who asked for the guarantee.
Oh, it was Senator Kennedy.
He is actually a doctor.
Okay,
and,
right.
And I guarantee you, and then that was worth the paper.
Yes, and then the confirmation went through, and of course, RFK Jr. set out to do what he was always going to do in the first place. And so I'm getting again, here's that term of the day, a little whiplash here.
Yeah, here. So the other story we want to get to is U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro, U.S. Attorney for the District of Washington, D.C.
And TV personality. And part-time judge, reality TV judge, and great character on Saturday Night Live. Thank you very much. Is now in the president's sights, if you will, because last weekend it was on late Friday afternoon, I believe. They tried to take it out with the trash, but it was too big of a story to get into the dumpster. The charges against the former Olympic canoer, I think it's Davey Hearns, if I'm not mistaken, Yep.
Were being dismissed. He was being charged with vandalism and destruction of the national monument, the reflecting pool at the Lincoln Memorial, because eyewitnesses said he violently, according to Pirro, ripped the lining, cut the lining, and ripped it with two hands in a violent and aggressive criminal nature. And they were seeking 10 years for vandalism. They went to a grand jury and got an indictment to charge this man with a felony. And then it was released on Friday from the Department of Interior that analysis and assessment investigation said that, well, it wasn't vandalism. It was improper installation by the contractor who put the sealant down on the reflecting pool floor.
A botched, rushed
installation was the reason there was no vandalism. So the Justice Department dropped the case against said former Olympian. Well, today, President Trump is saying, Jeanine Pirro choked. And, they first off, they went to get this indictment before this report had come out about the Interior Department's assessment of why the reflecting pool liner was indeed leaking. And they stuck to their story. They had numerous times I saw over the weekend of both Doug Burgum, the Interior Secretary, on national TV saying, we've got the evidence. These guys are vandals.
Oh, he still supports the administration's line on this, lock and step, saying that it was vandals.
And yet they're dropping the case because the Interior Department's report said it was shoddy installation, shoddy installation by a contractor. And anybody with common sense and two eyeballs could tell you. But they're digging their heels in on the vandal story. Trump today, he's going to fire Jeanine Pirro.
Yeah, I don't think she's long for the Trump world here. I think she's probably going to be the fall person.
I'm probably happy to take an exit ramp. If you bring an indictment without evidence, and then when it comes out that you don't have the evidence, so you drop the indictment, that's the wrong thing to do for this administration and this president?
Well, and here's the thing. Do I think there were people that vandalized the reflecting pool? I do. Now, I relate this to voter fraud, right? Because does the level of vandalism equate to the scope of the major problem here? And I think the Trump administration, like with mail-in ballot voting and all that kind of stuff, cherry picks a few cases, tries to blow it up as if it's a massive problem in order to explain away narratives that are counter to the administration's main narrative, make them look bad,
Their
basically.
narrative, yeah.
So, like, Trump lost. Okay, we have to. Where are we going to pin the blame? Oh, it must be this pesky mail-in voting all across the country disaster. Must have been cheating. Must have been a massive. No, it wasn't. I mean, there's been investigation after investigation, and no judge in their right mind would take any of these voter fraud cases because, they might exist in very, very, very small scale. But not the way the administration is describing it. Okay, same kind of thing. There might be like a social media video or two of like vandals at the reflecting pool. That must be the main reason there's this disaster, swampy green mess there outside the White House.
Let me stop you for a second. What do you define as vandalism? Is pulling up already separating lining? Is that vandalism?
I don't know. I feel like I'm on trial here.
No, because let me ask you. I'll make it easier for you.
Yeah.
Did people attack the reflecting pool with box cutters?
I don't know for certainty one way or the other. If they did, I don't think that's the main reason that the reflecting pool has been an utter disaster. I think it was because Trump hired a contractor that did some work for him, hint, hint, wink, wink.
A guy with no experience.
Which, by the way, Trump admitted and then later walked those comments back, and it was a no-bid agreement there.
At 6 times the projected cost of said project.
It was a rush job before America, $250.
Yeah.
And it was poorly done. I mean, it's clear as day. It's clear as day.
Thank you.
But
no one dumped algae.
But that's an unfortunate storyline for the administration, and they're trying to save face.
Well,
and
they can't just let it go. They're doubling down on the lie. Just like to your point,
they always
just
do
like
that.
the election.
They're
doubling down on the big lie.
Okay, but the plot thickens, like you stated, with Interior Secretary Doug Burgum, supporting the administration's line about the vandals here. But it's always interesting to me, Spike, to see when someone breaks away from the Trump world. And it's going to be fascinating to see how the KIRO story plays out here. Because if there's a clean separation, Trump has clearly gone on the attack.
Yeah.
If she's then out of Trump's orbit, does she become a little more unfiltered and a little more of a vocal critic of the administration? Or will she attempt to stay on the peripheral of Trump's good graces? That's what's going to be interesting.
Won't she be the head of some new SHIELD agency that was never heard of before?
I don't know.
Like
Once you get on bad
she
terms.
Put on Chrissy Nome Island?
Yeah,
with
ambassador to Denmark. I don't know.
It's going to be Bondi, it's going to be Christy Nome, and now Janine Pirro. They're going to form like a super group of the scorned women of the Trump
administration. I don't know about you, but
administration.
I like to see infighting with parties and people and relationships, because if you see complete unity and uniformity, then it displays some type of Kool-Aid drinking that always concerns me. And so whether it's the Democrat Party and the DSA and them going through some of those growing pains and wait, what is the Democratic Party? And are we a Big Ten? Aren't we a Big Ten? I love that conversation and seeing how the dust eventually settles here. And so, again, when people challenge Trump that have normally been right there with him every step of the way, I go, ooh, I like this. I encourage this. It's kind of interesting.
We have another story. We're going to push it back later in the show, but it's an important story. It's about how AI can help you raise your children, or at least care for your children. And do we really want to trust the robot with burping the baby? We'll have more. When we come back, though, it is the answer to the question of the day. Again, last chance to get in. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476. What are you doing to prepare for the next 3 smoky hot days in Seattle? Are you altering plans? We'd love to hear from you. We'll be back right after these.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Old windows cost you money and security. Lake Washington Windows and Doors installs energy-efficient, high-security windows that lower your bills and increase protection. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Choose LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Keep summer outside where it belongs. Save $588 on every window and $1,088 on every door, plus free heat deflecting glass. Claim your free quote today, plus 12 months no payments. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
At Madrona Financial and CPAs, we believe there are 7 steps that must be taken in preparation for a successful retirement. Retirement needs more than just a basic income plan. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Your old water heater's starting to peter.
DayandNight.net. Day and Night has $150 off installation of any new water heater, including tankless, backed by a free lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Get $150 off installation of any new water heater.
DayandNight.net. Perfect game by a Seattle Mariner. It was done by the King.
50 seasons, 50 legends, one unforgettable night. Join the Mariners Saturday, August 8th for 50 season celebration night at T-Mobile Park, presented by Daktronics.
The Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
Before the team takes on the Rays, arrive early for the most epic pregame ceremony in Mariners history. You'll witness the biggest gathering of franchise icons ever assembled as the 50 greatest Mariners from across all 5 decades are revealed. From Griffey to the big unit, from Ichiro to Nelson Cruz, and every legend in between, you don't want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Junior with a 2-run home run. Everybody is going bonkers here in the Kingdom.
Seats are going fast. Get yours at mariners.com/tickets.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Our summertime savings event means zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for up to 24 months, backed by our unbeatable warranties. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Wildfire smoke from eastern Washington and Canada fast approaching our region with an air quality alert now in effect, lasts through at least Wednesday nights. Public Lands Commissioner Dave Upthegrove tells KIRO 7 TV.
Wildfire smoke can be dangerous to those particularly who are elderly, who have asthma, young children, and it's one of the ways that wildfire impacts all of the state of Washington.
Spokane residents are in the thick of it. Hundreds of homes there burned down as 3 wildfires exploded over the weekend. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports more than 65,000 people have been evacuated.
Entire neighborhoods around Spokane have been reduced to burned out shells. Cars melted inside garages. For many residents, everything they owned is gone. The fire now covers more than 1,000 acres, nowhere near contained. National Guard Major General Gent Walsh compared the fire line to what he saw serving in Iraq.
I can tell you today that that's a war zone when you finally get in there and you finally look at the devastation and the damage.
Welsh says residents will be dealing with loss for years. Luke Tucci, KIRO News Radio.
17 major fires are burning across Washington. Governor Bob Ferguson has declared a statewide fire emergency. Closing bell now. Wall Street rallies to start the week as oil prices tick down after President Trump called off planned strikes on Iran. Dow up 693 for a record close of 53,178. S&P up 110. NASDAQ gained 540. The smallest member of Boeing 737 MAX family is now certified to fly with passengers. FAA certified the 737 MAX 7 after nearly 10 years. Boeing stocks soared on the news, gaining 8% at the close today. Average price of gas nationwide is still above $4 a gallon. Here's Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan.
After August 8th, if the national average is still above the $4 mark, it'll be the latest in the calendar year that we've ever seen that $4 a gallon mark still stick around. So just a lot of uncertainty.
Here in the Seattle area, AAA says we're paying on average $5.33 for a gallon of regular. That's about 75 cents more compared to a year ago. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 1:32. We check in with Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. Lake Washington Windows and Doors has our update. South 5 heading into Seattle. You're backed up from Lake City Way in the downtown. Near 50th, you'll see a crash on your left shoulder, and that's causing that bumper-to-bumper backup briefly between those areas. Linwood to Seattle, just a 20-minute commute. North 5, scattered backups before the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge, where Revive I-5 continues to take up 2 right lanes through the end of the year. 20 minutes gets you through this. South 405, packed through Factoria, Bellevue to Renton, close to 20 minutes. Out in Gig Harbor, both directions of State Route 16 are heavy, approaching Willotta Drive due to road work. Tacoma to Olympia, a 45-minute commute with scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia, starting near Cabela's, and the Clinton Ferry Terminal reporting a 1-hour wait for drivers. Keep summer outside where it belongs. Save $588 on every window and $1,088 on every door, plus free heat deflecting glass. Claim your free quote today, plus 12 months, no payments. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And to your forecast now. Again, we do have that air quality alert in effect. Runs through Wednesday at 5 p.m. Tomorrow and Wednesday look to be the worst days. Going to be hot as well. For today, though, a high of 74. Tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday, temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 80s. Right now, 68 degrees and a bit hazy in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Jake and Spike Show. I'm Spike O'Neill along with Greg Tomlin. Jake's taking some time and
He went east for his family vacation. I hope they're doing well and they're avoiding any kind of safety or health issues with the smoke and the fire. Our question of the day was, how are you handling the wildfires and the smoke? Have you changed your plans? What are you doing to prepare yourself to keep you and your family safe? And Jamestown in Eastlake starts us off. I would love to hear what we should do if we live in the Seattle major metropolitan area. That's a great, thank you, Jamestown. That's a great lead into this. Our own Ted Beener gave some tips earlier in the day that we can use to help you prepare your home. The worst case scenario is wildfire somehow makes their way into the greater metropolitan Seattle area. It wouldn't be the first time, but he has these tips on what you can do to make sure your home is as safe as possible.
Around your home, build what is called defensible space. So move that firewood that may be stacked up against the house. Clean your roof of all tree debris as well as your gutters. If you have trees in and around your yard, trim them up to at least head level, because if a fire is on the ground, it can get into those limbs and what's called ladder fires. It'll climb the tree and get up into the canopy, etc. So those are some of the things. A good resource to use is firewise.org. Again, that's firewise.org. Go ahead and take a look. Lots of ideas and concepts. Doesn't cost a whole lot to be able to make your home more defendable against wildfires.
And we hear these Eastern Washington stories, and they get worse every day. But remember, in a dry season, if you live near a wooded area and there's a lightning strike in a dry summer, your home should be prepared. Ted, thanks so much for the information. Greg, you want to go next?
Tanya in the 425 writes in, get a 20-inch box fan and a 20-inch furnace filter with the highest MERV that you can get. Bungee cord the filter to the fan and run it inside your house to clean the air. You will be shocked at how much it cleans the air.
That's a great tip.
It sounds like Tanya watched a lot of MacGyver back in the day, because I bet if you gave Tanya a clothespin, a piece of cloth, an old radio, and a chocolate bar, she could plug a sulfuric acid leak in a metal tank.
And then fly us off the island.
Yes.
I love
Way
it.
to go, Tanya.
Tanya also, I believe, recommended freezing water bottles and placing them in front of the fan last week during the heat wave. This is great MacGyver-esque stuff. Thank you very much, Tanya. This is from Corey in 360. Our friends own property near Pateras. Every spring, they host a clearing party. We all go over for that weekend and clear about 50 yards in each direction from their cabin, because it's always wildfire season. Okay, there you go.
Tracy in Burien, usually around the end of May, we open all the windows in the house because I love having the fresh air throughout the summer. I'm caving and closing all the windows and turning on the AC because already the air quality at my place in Burien is awful. Also, my cat is really irate since I can't wheel her catio out onto the deck. Super first world problems, considering what all of those in the line of fire have to deal with. No, but a problem is a problem, and yes, it is relative, and perspective is important. But I've been thinking similarly to Tracy here, and yes, it was my ignorance that I'll wear proudly. But I have a bunch of window air conditioning units, and I thought, are we just bringing in a bunch of smoke and cooling it up? It's the exact opposite. So it circulates the air that's already in the house. So if you do have a window AC unit, you can still keep those firing.
As long as it doesn't draw air from the outside.
And I know it makes the French angry because they blame us for all their heat wave problems that are going on in Europe right now because of those American air conditioners. But I've thought about buying one of those air purifier deals, and this might be the season I do it. We'll see how bad it gets. I'm one of those, it's so terrible, I'll buy the inflated price air purifier because they're selling out everywhere.
You go look today, it's forecast to be smoke.
Right.
You know, I've said this many times. My lovely, truly unpleasant wife and my kid both have pretty bad allergies, so our home already has the best air filtration system going, the HEPA filter.
Did it improve their allergies at all once you had that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because
I don't know if you can hear my voice. I'm dealing with a little bit of that right now, so maybe I really do need to get that.
We are dealing with more allergies. I think people in general are being more allergy prone than ever before, that I remember ever before. I don't know if people just age and their body reacts differently to stimuli than it used to, or if the fact that dry, hotter summers are producing more. We get wet winters that give us all this pollen, and the dry, hot summers make it just explode everywhere.
Well, I know we have a cat, and I know you can develop like cat allergies even if you've been exposed to them a lot. And my son's been dealing with this runny nose for like almost like a month now. And the first thing my dad said was maybe he's developed a cat allergy, which, oh no, that would be terrible. But we'll see. We probably have to go get one of those tests, which I don't know, probably costs like
allergy tests,
$3,000 or something.
Unpleasant allergy.
Oh, they
tests.
are? Do they stick the
yes? Well, they
COVID straw up your nose?
They stick you all over and give
stick
you
me
things.
all over.
Well, on your back, and they test different things to see if you're allergic to them. Yes, I'm sorry. Don't do that in the studio.
Sorry.
You poor guy. I've said before that when it hits 90, our home is embarrassingly cool 68 degrees.
Ooh, yeah.
We have central air and AC.
That's
so
glorious.
We've been a cooling station in our neighborhood for a long time. Maybe we're a smoke station. We're a clean air station.
It might be. I might stop by a little later
I've got
today.
some seniors on our street, and if they have problems, we'll have them in for some. How about a nice round of fresh, clean air? Come on inside.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Grace in the 425 says, we canceled our annual trip to Lake Chelan because of smoke this year. My parents will always look forward to the time with their grandkids, but it's just not worth the risk. Yeah, I hope you can get your deposit back.
Don in Tacoma writes in on wildfires across the region here. I was in Spokane last week, just got back last night. It was unbelievable. Many of my friends were forced out of their homes. Some told they couldn't go back for their pets, but they found a way back. This whole story necessitated a conversation within our family last night of what would you preserve. I know there's talk of like the go bag, have the thing ready in the house. What would you grab? My wife immediately said we'd get the hard drives and like maybe one of the old picture books we have in the house. And then everything else is, I mean, when it comes to, first preserving human life, saving all the humans within our family. After that, what items do you go for first?
I live with a survivalist. I hate to admit.
Do you
this.
Really?
Yeah.
So you've got secluded section of your house dedicated to survival.
She
stuff?
likes to buy in bulk. Yeah, she's got beans and bullets.
You have MREs?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do too. Actually,
my wife loves doom, not just doom scrolling. She's a doom viewer. Mm-hmm. She loves watching your murder mystery. She loves watching your true crime shows. She loves watching your survivalist YouTube channels.
Sure.
And it's not like she's
it's addicting.
It is addicting because you watch these people. But it's so practical. We've got enough water for a week in my house. Should we lose power, or should there be some? Last week we had that the San Andreas was dead quiet, but over on the Pacific, the eastern or the western, I don't know where it is, Asia, the Asia Pacific Rim, massive earthquake in Japan last week. Massive, like 7.1, 6.8.
And we're naive to think it can't happen here. It's going to happen here, whether it's 1,000 years from now or 10 months from now. We don't know.
You never know when you're going to have to step out and survive for a week on your home if power's off, if water's down, if gas leaks. We've got a nice neighborhood, not so much a watch, but a neighborhood directory. So we know who's on our street, family-wise, kid-wise, parents-wise, who the elderly are. We know who to check on in case of an emergency. Make sure that this couple, the senior couple, is okay. Make sure the gas is shut off.
But where's the line between kind of the kooky survivalist stuff? I know survival seeds were like a big thing on radio for a long time.
Survival seeds.
Yeah, you have seeds ready to go in case.
Oh, you can plant your own garden.
And then you plant your own garden. And And I know Jim Baker, remember him, the televangelist?
Sure, yeah.
You can go down a YouTube rabbit hole here. Some might call it the dark web. His big thing now is he sells like 50-day sampler buckets containing 150 meals. When he pops open the top, it looks like a big vat of nacho cheese, but apparently it's got all these nutrients. And for 3 low payments of $1.99, you too can survive the Washington State earthquake that's impending. I mean, and so
she could grow her own makeup too in the house.
So what would you recommend? Like 7 distilled water containers, a few MREs, and then call it good for most people? Or?
I think if you have enough stuff in your home that you make sure you got a can opener first off, because cans are no can opener. I mean a manual can opener, not an electric one that won't work if the power's out. Think ahead, right? But you asked about a go bag. We got a go bag.
Okay.
Essential documents. Some treasured photographs, but not many. But it's ready to go. I mean, my wife could be out the door in 45 seconds with everything. We'd be fine.
All I need is my
cash, gold. I'm not kidding. She's crazy for this stuff.
Love it.
When we come back, we'll tell you about... Last week, Ken Jennings made news because he said he was all for the millionaire's tax. Ken Jennings has left that... Here, hold my beer, he said. Ken Jennings made news, and we can't tell you why. Can't wait to tell you why. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Folks, with all the talk of smoke and wildfire, we've been kind of glossing over the fact that it's going to hit 90 again this week, maybe a couple of times. Is your home insulated enough to help you keep the house cool and not cost you money? Give my friends at Integrity Roofing and Construction a call today. They can come over and give you a free video inspection of your attic area and take a look at your roof itself. Did it survive the rainy season without any leaks? Maybe you don't even know. Integrity does free roof assessments, free video inspections. They can do restorations, replacements, everything, roof repairs. They can do it all. IntegrityRC.com is the website, IntegrityRC.com.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Big Trees is Washington's premier tree sales and transplant company. Looking for a big selection of big trees? Visit Big Trees in Snohomish or BigTreeSupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
We all know a cancer diagnosis is physically and emotionally draining, but it can be financially draining too. That's why Northwest Hope and Healing is here to help. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to be part of Northwest Hope and Healing's mission. We provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare so patients can focus on healing. Since the year 2000, we have distributed over $3 million in direct financial assistance to thousands of local cancer patients. And you can make a direct impact. Mark your calendar for Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel and Spa in Woodinville. It's an unforgettable afternoon of hope and inspiration, celebrating local cancer survivors. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
August is Karastan month at Carpet Liquidators. Purchase beautiful Karastan carpet and get free installation. From carpet to flooring, we've got you covered at Carpet Liquidators.
Tired, foggy, not feeling like yourself? It's Mandafactor. Dr. Lucy Hostetter is a board-certified physician at Juvacor Health and Wellness Center. She's been there, and doctors said live with it.
Which I found unacceptable. So I started doing research, led me down the path of hormones.
Now she helps men and women with safe, personalized hormone therapy at their own pace.
And it is my life goal. And it's incredibly satisfying.
Call Juvacor Health and Wellness Center in Tacoma or Seattle Regenerative Medicine Center in Bellevue, or check out juvacorhealth.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with Life, electronic device, and pet health insurance.
Nothing worse than clutter. With Closets by Design, everything will finally have its place. 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. ClosetsByDesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Welcome back to the Jake and Spike Show. We appreciate you guys being part of what we do here. Great job on the question of the day, everybody. We got more than we even get to. The Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, we love that you interact with us when you hear us say something. Well, when you hear me say something completely asinine and you want to call me on or correct me on a mistake I've made, we'd love to hear that from you. Every day at the end of the show, we do last call for your responses to our topics and statements of the day. We invite you to take part in that again today. 888-973-5476, the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. Now, last week, local treasure, hard to call him anything else, Ken Jennings, all-time money winner and now the host of Jeopardy. He spoke up last week along with Rick Steves, a couple local millionaires who said publicly they were for the proposed millionaire's tax that Governor Ferguson has signed into law. The emergency that is still 2-3 years away, but that's a different story. Ken Jennings made even bigger news, and I know that's hard to believe, that a millionaire saying, please take more of my money. But apparently every day on Jeopardy, they ask, there's a question and answer portion between the host and the audience in between tapings, because they tape multiple days in a row at Jeopardy. I don't know if you knew that. When contestants win, they literally have to go off stage, change clothes, and come back and film tomorrow's episode of Jeopardy. Well, during the Q&A, Ken Jennings was asked by an audience member a little bit of his personal life, and he shared this.
I'm picking one person from film, fashion, and music. For film, I pick David Lynch. For music, let me do fashion last. For music, I'll say Prince, I think. I can't go wrong with Prince. And for fashion, I'm not a big fashion guy. I think my name, and I don't know if this counts, my name based on what I wear a lot of would be Kirkland Industries. Just shouting out Costco, where I would say pretty much all my clothing shopping is either Costco, Uniqlo, or just KEXP radio station T-shirts from my Seattle indie rock stations. So I think Kirkland would have to be my fashion name. Is that okay?
A local shout out there.
Oh, Ken Jennings. I love the guy, man. So David Lynch, he asked who in film is his favorite filmmaker.
Really? You go back to the David Lynch movies for me. Sorry if I ruffle some feathers here. They're kind of one-time viewing. I can't see going back to Eraserhead over and over and over.
Okay,
again.
fair enough. Prince, you got to love.
Prince,
that's a great choice.
I've always appreciated the musicianship. Yeah, I think he has 2 or 3 bangers that I absolutely adore. But as far as his complete music catalog, didn't really do it for me.
Okay,
I'm
fair
just
enough.
being honest. So I disagree with 2 out of 3.
Fair enough, but so you're going with Costco as
I'm
your
absolutely
Kirkland brand,
a kindred spirit
as
with
your
Ken
designer,
Jennings.
as your designer of choice.
My wife would wish that I care more about what I wear. But then I always pull out Matthew 6:25. Therefore, I tell you, don't worry about your life, what you eat or drink, or your body, what you wear. And I've always just been like, maybe it's a character flaw. I do worry about the food. But when it comes to clothes, I just have never cared. And I've always felt like a poser if I was wearing something fashionable.
Yeah.
I'd look in the mirror and I'm like, this is not me. I am not cool. Like that line in Almost Famous. I'm a part of the uncool. And if I try to be cool, it looks so contrived and forced. And so Costco, the price is right.
Yeah.
The clothes fit.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's undies, whether it's T-shirts, whether it's jeans. I actually have a Costco sweatshirt with like the branding on it that they offered at one point in time.
Kirkland or Costco's logo?
And it makes me look like I'm an employee, and I wear it with pride. I absolutely love Costco clothes.
I can respect that. I'm not a clothes horse. Is that the term they use, right? When you're someone who cares about labels and brands and being seen. I remember we used to do when I was part of a morning show for 25 years, we used to do these conferences. And, we would go and visit a hotel for a weekend, 4-day weekend. And my wife would always try to dress me up. This is your industry. You have to.
I've been there.
You have to present. You have to present a professional. You guys are respected coast to coast. You can't go out there in a Kirkland T-shirt. I swear to God, she said it once. and she would put me in these clothes that just. First off, designers, they design for babies and for
people, men that weigh 148 pounds.
Yes. Does this come in a 3X? And they look at you and they roll their eyes and walk away. And their extra larges are, forget it. Forget it. They're for preteens. They're extra larges.
It sort of feels like a therapy session between me and you right now.
Little bit.
But get it out, Spike. Yeah. Get it out.
I like a nice loose fitting, obviously, clearly.
Loose fitting, but the material has to be thick because I've got enough jelly rolls that show through. If the material's that really thin, like golf shirts are my utter enemy. I think they're like Satan's creation.
Well, they're supposed to be lightweight because they stick.
Yeah, but okay, if you're Rory McIlroy, wear one of those things and you're like ripped underneath and you're shooting 8 under par
right.
At the Masters. For me,
what does John Daly wear on the course? That's what I want to know.
What does John Daly wear on the course? That's exactly right.
He should have a clothing line.
It's got to be a thick material. I might have to have an undershirt under the polo. And it'll contain the sweat, though. That's the positive because you're wearing like 3-4 layers.
Daly's clothing line should be 3 under par and 3 over X. That's the clothing line for John Day, for the big golfer.
Yeah, well said. That's my motto.
For the man who looks for the drink cart more than he looks for the green.
I love that drink cart.
Thank you, Ken Jennings, for speaking for all of us out there of simple means. And it's funny, the guy's the all-time winning host of Jeopardy, money winner. All-time winning money winner.
Is that true? I thought somebody might have.
Somebody finally beat him.
But he had that title for years. If he doesn't have it anymore,
he was a multi-million-dollar winner on Jeopardy. Now hosts the show. He's a man of means.
Yeah.
Right. And he still appreciates the frugality of a trip to Costco on every front, even the clothes he wears on his back, and he's proud to say so.
I do disagree with him backing the campaign to stop the repeal of Washington's millionaire's tax. That's where we differ greatly.
I respect that. And I've said right here, along with my good friend Jake, they should make it voluntary. If you want to donate more.
And a little opt-in tax action?
Right. You want some virtue signaling? Go ahead. In fact, you can already do it. Would you like to donate more? Do that. Right? They should do the same thing with the CCA, by the way. They should make it buy-in.
Like where your head's at.
You care that much for the extra 55 cents or whatever it is for the CCA? By all means, help yourself. Donate away. When we come back, we'll give you another recap on the wildfires in eastern Washington and how you should prepare yourselves. It's the Jake and Spike Show with Greg Tom. We'll be right back after these.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we are meant to live free. Free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if the natural effects of aging are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from aging. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic has been treating the undesirable effects of aging for nearly 30 years. They have more clinical experience with actual patient care than any longevity practice in the country. I've been a patient for 17 years. Wow, time flies when you got a lot of energy. I don't know where I'd be today without longevity. Longevity Medical Clinic was started so people can get back to living life on their own terms, walking, working, exercising, and enjoying the moments that matter most. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
August is Sandwich Month, and Easy Cater is rolling out a new surprise deal every week from August 3rd through 30th. That means every order of delicious sandwiches for your team comes with a side of something special just for you. From cheesesteaks and cubanos to pita pockets and pastrami, Easy Cater makes it easy to bring everyone's favorite sandwiches to work and rack up big rewards while you're at it. New week, new deal, all August long. Visit easycater.com to place your next order and take a bite out of Sandwich Month. Restrictions apply. See offer details at easycater.com.
I move mountains for a living. Literally.
That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
More people on the roads means more accidents. And if you're not careful, you'll find yourself on the shoulder exchanging information. If you are one of the unlucky ones, reverse your fortune by calling Herald Car Law Offices. While you're resting, Herald Car Law Offices will deal with insurance and get you the best recovery possible. 7 locations across Western Washington and a track record of success for their clients. Car spelled with 2 R's. CARR. Carlaw.com. CARR. Car accident? Call CAR.
I'm Chuck Sievertson. A warning to Iran if it doesn't sign a deal with the U.S. from President Trump at the White House.
I want to give him every last chance before decapitation. Very tough to do what we have planned, still planned. We'll see what happens.
On talks with Iran about the Strait of Hormuz.
We're talking about the strait, the opening of the strait, having it open literally by tomorrow. Completely open.
Critics say a new feature from the president's company, Trump Media, is corrupt, an example of a president making money off of his office. It will sell instant access to Trump's social media posts to big financial firms that could make millions, having the announcements milliseconds before competitors. Hundreds of homes are reported burned to the ground by wildfires, say officials in Spokane, Washington. No deaths reported. 2 deaths have been reported in the parasitic stomach bug outbreak in Michigan, says the state health department. This is ABC News. Sources telling ABC News that Iran may be linked to cyber attacks against the nation's water systems. Hackers said to have targeted wastewater safety in at least 7 states. ABC News contributor and former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for the Middle East, Mick Mulroy.
Our water treatment facilities are something that are likely have looked at, and they are vulnerable because a lot of our systems that run these operations at these facilities are pre-cyber warfare, quite frankly. So these systems were put in place before that was a consideration. So we should take this as a wake-up call.
Summer vacation ending and advice for parents on getting back into that school year sleep schedule from ABC News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel.
Start 1 to 2 weeks before school starts. Try moving up that bedtime. But for some kids, moving the wake-up time earlier might be even better. You can start in small increments, such as 10 to 15 minutes.
Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Fleeing from wildfire, we will hear one evacuee story out of Spokane after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
All right, Aaron, let's start you up in Everett. North 5 got a brief but thick backup between Broadway and Highway 2 from a crash that just recently cleared up by the Snohomish River Bridge. And then we have our normal 2 o'clock Boeing traffic on eastbound 526 making their way to I-5. South 5 into Seattle, we're crowded from the Ship Canal Bridge into downtown. Nothing real heavy here. In fact, in less than 20 minutes from Linwood. North 5, we've got building backups between the West Seattle Bridge and Ship Canal Bridge, 20 minutes from bridge to bridge. Both of our lake bridges are looking great. South 405 was slow from I-90 to the Renton Landing, more crowding through South Center. All added up, Bellevue to South Center, a 25-minute drive. In Renton, we've got a crash on your northbound 405 on-ramp from northbound 167. It's blocking that left lane of the ramp. Tacoma to Olympia at 45 minutes. Got a few miles of slowing between Lacey and Olympia. And in Tacoma, just hearing a collision on northbound 509 at Taylor Avenue, blocking your northbound lanes. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. A veteran weatherman in Spokane says he witnessed several homes in his neighborhood burn down. KXLY's Mark Peterson among the thousands of residents who evacuated as 3 wildfires exploded.
And there was a lot of terror because it's loud, it's hot, and you see that fire overtaking homes and these huge pine trees that go up and almost explode as they get that intense heat.
He tells KIRO Radio's Gian Ursula crew stopped the fire before it reached his home, but close to 700 other structures have been destroyed. Public Lands Commissioner Dave Upthegrove.
We've brought significant assets to bear, both rotor and fixed-wing aircraft, engines, dozers, hand crews. We have more than 900 individuals among the different agencies.
That includes crews from California and Australia. They are up against extremely dry conditions and high winds that are also pushing that smoke here into western Washington. If you'd like to help victims of the Spokane fires, you can find a link at mynorthwest.com. One of the people who made the call to cancel the Blue Angels on Saturday is defending the decision. Ted Biener is the official Seafair meteorologist. Tells KIRO Radio the wind around Lake Washington was not the main reason the Blue Angels stayed grounded.
This had everything to do with the winds at SeaTac Airport. And the winds that afternoon were 15 gusts to 30 miles per hour out of the south.
And that meant passenger planes needed to use the Blue Angels airspace to safely land at SeaTac. Biener says canceling the show was, in his words, the right thing to do. 1 hour left now before the MLB trade deadline hits. Mariners already made a move today, acquiring outfielder Taylor Ward from the Baltimore Orioles. Mariners gave up a relief pitcher and 2 minor leaguers to get Ward. M's also dealt starting pitcher Luis Castillo in a deal with the Chicago White Sox. More moves could be coming. Your forecast now, we are looking at some haze start to roll through our region. An air quality alert in effect through Wednesday night at 5 o'clock. Conditions will worsen for tomorrow and again on Wednesday. Cooler air set to roll through by Friday. Air quality should start to improve by then. Right now, 68 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the Jake and Spike Show. I'm Spike O'Neill along with Greg Tomlin in for the vacationing Jake Skorheim. Tomorrow, don't forget, folks, is Election Day in Seattle. The Washington State primary election ballots are due tomorrow. If you haven't filled out your ballot yet, KIRO 7 has a complete voter's guide available to you, along with a list of make this number right, 573 drop boxes and 57 voting centers in Washington. I say that because if you're a person who, we love mail-in voting in this state. We've got the most secure mail-in voting system in America, despite what you may hear coming out of the White House. Washington state elections are among the safest in the nation. In fact, mail-in voting is among the safest way to vote in America, despite what you may be hearing. But it has been borne out to be true of late that dropping your ballot at the post office does not guarantee your ballot will be counted. In California, last primary, theirs was 2 weeks ago, over 180,000 ballots were disqualified because they were not postmarked by Election Day, despite the fact that they were delivered to post offices by Election Day. Post office changed their policies of late to say that due to practices within the industry and cuts made to the USPS. Receipt of your ballot doesn't guarantee postmarking on the time of receipt. And if your ballot is postmarked up to 2 days later, as is often the case, your ballot will not count. So if you have not yet sent in your primary ballot for voting, make sure you don't take it to a post office or, heaven forbid, drop it in a mailbox. Take it to one of the 573 drop boxes or 57 voting centers in Washington.
Yep, and there's a total of 688 races on the primary election ballot this year, 80 ballot measures pertaining to fire districts, hospital districts, county, school districts, cities, et cetera, et cetera. Here's what I propose in terms of how we vote, especially when it comes to initiatives.
We're not allowed to tell people how to
vote. We're not
I'm just kidding.
No, I'm speaking 30,000-foot view here.
Kid, come on, you're so funny.
And you might say this is a dumb idea, but it struck me as there's a lot of consequential, initiatives and ballot measures that come up all the time here in Washington State.
Okay.
And what bothers me sometimes is how these ballot measures are worded.
Oh,
who gets the final say?
Yeah.
And a lot of it comes down to, hey, buddy, you looking at the ballot, are you in favor of pencils for kids in school or not? And I'm like, oh, God, I'm in favor of pencils. I got to mark that.
Some of the best days of my life with a pencil in my hand.
And I know that there's the little booklets, like little voting pamphlets you can get, and they tell you about the candidates. But a lot of that is kind of their own candidate spin.
They write their own reviews.
Would it be worthwhile to have some kind of thing where, okay, here's the wording on the ballot, but right next to it is the argument and counter argument from both sides of this issue.
Yeah, this is a great idea.
And then you read it and go, okay, that's a little bit, now it cuts through the spin a little bit. I know what this side says about it. I know what this side says about it, but I feel like I'm more informed rather than letting the language of the initiative itself dictate the oftentimes emotional immediate reaction that gets you to cast your ballot one way or the other. Because again, I read that on its surface, many of these things, and go, well, that sounds like a pretty good idea. Then I spend 10 minutes kind of researching it, and I go, oh, okay, that's what they're really getting at. And it didn't mention the bloated administrative state and the massive overspending in this arena. It just says we're desperate for money, and don't you care about kids? Or are you a heartless bastard that doesn't want good schools for Seattle? Oh, that's not me. Oh, God, support them. Give them all the money they want right now.
We have some of our own.
So, I don't know. It's just a little out of the box thinking, but that has to be improved somehow.
I love this, and let's find a way to do that. You spoke up a couple minutes ago about your opposition to the millionaire's tax. So you're going to vote no on the referendum this year, right? On the ballot initiative?
I want to repeal the...
You want to repeal,
yes.
so you're going to vote no.
Okay. Wait, is it a double negative?
Yes, it is a double negative.
I'm repealing the no of the
Thanks for getting that.
So there's another example. Wait, what am I casting my vote for here?
There's currently a lawsuit about the way that taxes or that referendum is being written.
That's right.
Because they say it'll cut funding from schools and cut funding from this, that, and the other thing. And there's no guarantee that the money collected by this millionaire's tax will even go to those things. So your point about the careful wording,
I think
how these referendums are written or described to us, the public, is dubious at best, sometimes just intendedly misinformation.
And to be a well-informed citizen, shouldn't you get all the information about the implications, the full implications, not one-sided implications of this ballot measure?
Right.
And you could say, hey, well, here's actually an argument about the long term of this and what it might do more broadly for income tax and the potential for it to spill over, quote unquote, into other income brackets, because once you break the seal, you've permanently, foundationally changed things in terms of the tax system for Washington State. Probably worth noting before you check one of the boxes in November.
Or write in Jimothy.
And I just write in Jimothy. Just write in Jimothy.
I think it was
for
Travis Couture shared a tweet or whatever it's called these days, an X post. Of numerous people who are writing in Jimothy for various candidates. We asked the question here, is there a particular candidate for any office in your voting area that you think Jimothy would do a better job, and tell us why? And over a dozen responders to the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, hey, half a spine is better than no spine at all.
Oh, nice.
Was the overarching theme of writing in Jimothy. Yeah.
When's the last Jimothy sighting, by the way? Because the last I heard, it was like not recent, right? It was like months ago.
I think, and I
mean, it's become a craze, but
I know, and we worry about the
Jimothy might be.
He might be laying low, man.
He might be taking that dirt nap by
now.
No, don't put that evil into the world.
I think I had a Jimothy sighting last week.
No,
I swear
you were hallucinating.
No, I swear. Well, it was a guy walking a cat on a leash, so maybe I was. Maybe I was.
There were purple pigs.
I was I was in Ballard last Thursday evening. Friends are in town and they're just passing. Spent a couple days in Seattle before they travel into Hawaii, actually. But we were down at Golden Gardens, and I was leaving Golden Gardens, got in my car, drove up through Ballard, Coming through Ballard, I saw a guy walking a cat on a leash, and I heard this chittering, which I know to be the sound of a raccoon, in protest.
You call it chittering, huh?
That's what a raccoon does, right?
Okay.
Yeah. But so I look over and I see this raccoon who's not very happy with this cat on a leash. We both agreed it was ridiculous to have a cat on a leash.
Okay.
Both me and the raccoon. But I couldn't tell if the raccoon had its haunches up and its back arched, because this raccoon had an arched back. He was looking at me from the face. I couldn't see a profile.
I think it might have been Jimothy.
I couldn't see a profile, but I saw this, this heightened back and the tall front legs, and that's either, an upset, angry raccoon in protest.
And cue the camera that moves slow in on your face as you're looking at it.
I did slow the car down and try to sneak a peek. I didn't get my phone out. Wasn't that guy. But yeah,
okay.
Could have been.
I believe you.
Okay, so let's real quickly. We've been mentioning to you all afternoon the wildfires in Washington, which have drawn national attention. As of the latest tally, over 600 structures, maybe as many as 700 structures, confirmed destroyed by the wildfires.
0% contained.
0% contained. It's now over 250,000 acres have been lost this year to wildfires in western Washington.
And you're just at the mercy of where the winds shift.
Right.
At any given point in time.
That's why we have the wildfire smoke we'll have in the next few days. It's because while the fires aren't here, the wind has blown the smoke here. You mentioned earlier the national satellite images we see.
Yeah.
Very
disturbing.
It's unbelievable how
But
disturbing
again,
it is.
it's crazy because you see the wind clearly moving in one direction, and for some time now, it's been blowing east.
Well, yeah, as wind patterns tend to do, west to east.
But I'm like, oh man, all it needs is a little shift, and then it affects a whole new group of people.
If you look outside
thousands.
right now, I was out between breaks here, taking a look at the outside, and there's that golden glow of a smoke-hazed sky.
And if you don't know any better, you think it's kind of cool for a moment.
It is
and then you go,
cool
wait,
for a moment.
that's because smoke is
then
coming.
Then you cough, and then you remember, then your
Yes.
eyes start to burn. Again,
Yes.
folks, be careful the next few days. If you have any type of respiratory issue in your family, if you have seniors in your life who have that or young kids, just be careful about how much time you spend outside next few days.
And good
Monitor
on
the air quality.
The citizens of Spokane for heeding the call to evacuate. I mean, I'm sure that's one of the reasons that the death toll still stands at 0 as of this show right now, and hopefully it stays that way and only continues. And maybe it takes another act of nature to stop these fires. But I know there's a lot of firemen and women that are working around the clock to try to better the situation.
Aaron mentioned in the last newscast, from multiple jurisdictions, multiple states, sending resources here to the Northwest. We are the top story in America right now with regard to wildfire. My weather app on my phone, you got one, right?
What's it telling you?
Air quality's good right now, currently 31, which is a good indicator. But
70,
that's going to change.
yeah.
72 and sunny. It's a perfect Seattle day. It's
Oh
hazy
gosh,
outside,
look at the next week. There's
Yeah.
not even a cloud in the sky.
Yeah, but and they can't predict air quality over a day-to-day basis. Right now, it's good, but make sure you monitor that if you got that app on your phone. Most people have access to so much meteorological information these days, more than ever before. Intelligence, artificial intelligence.
Speaking of data and information,
let's shift our gears to the most precious thing in your life, your car. No, I'm kidding. It's your kid. There's a story in the New York Times about how AI surveillance is being used by parents, and it's not just getting here. It's been here for a couple of years now. A family was quoted in the story by the New York Times about an AI baby monitoring system that this family uses. It's called, how do you pronounce this?
Nanit?
Nanit.
An owlet is another one.
Okay. And what it does is, we've all got baby cams these days. That's nothing new. They've been around. First, it was monitors when my oldest was an infant. It was the speaker and the baby monitor. You could hear the little
And
monster.
then there was the video
And then
integration.
the second kid had the age of video monitoring of your child.
And it always looked like a scene from I think there was a famous horror movie that had a baby monitor scene, because it's kind of a creepy image.
It's that black and white,
It's dark,
shadowy.
and then if the baby's looking right in the camera, the eyes are all dilated and white or red and
Is that
stuff.
Jimothy or my child? I said.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah, it is. But now AI is been introduced to this world. And again, it's a couple years old. The next generation of AI baby monitors are in place. And what they can give a parent information-wise.
They could track sleep, breathing, movement, conditions in the room. I mean, you name it, on and on and on.
Still no spectral observations for, otherworldly figures.
Yet.
Do you, now, how old are your kids? You're beyond the infant
15,
stage.
12, and 9. I remember the baby monitor days well.
Yeah.
And For nostalgia reasons and hoarding reasons, I always kept the baby monitor in my office that we had for all 3 kids. And finally, I think last year I said, time to go in the trash. You don't have any use for it anymore. But yeah, I'm not sure I would have been an adopter of this technology had I have a small kid right now. Part of it creeps me out a little bit, Spike. Reducing, well, have you ever seen the movie Gattaca?
Yes.
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
I don't know who the female lead is. Uma Thurman.
It's Uma. Yeah.
It was back when they were dating. Okay.
When she was acting.
Go back and watch Gattaca. It's actually one of my favorite films of all time. But if you remember the synopsis of that film.
Yeah, for folks who haven't.
Vincent, played by Ethan Hawke, is born in the not-so-distant future, right? It's a sci-fi film. And he's deemed genetically inferior because the second you're born, you're able to, give your blood to the doctor. They, stick the kid with the needle, take a little sample.
Yeah, who you are.
They go, hey, you have a 48% chance of heart problems later in life. Your vision is and so the second you're born, they have a treasure trove of data about your health and what kind of person you're going to be. Do you trend towards ADHD or autism? Or are you going to be athletic? Will you be overweight? And again, this is sci-fi, but this reality seems to be coming faster than you could imagine, Spike. And so
in a world of limited resources, should those who are not perfect have access? Should we waste food on this guy?
Yeah,
who's going to have heart disease and die at 48?
Exactly right. If we have all this data on a human being from birth into adulthood, who owns the data? Is it going to be these companies? Because they're all going to the subscription model. You don't own anything outright anymore.
Right.
And you don't own your data or information about your child's health and well-being. And can that be weaponized in the future? I think these are important questions to ask. I don't think they're conspiratorial or too crazy.
The way we're giving up our information so quickly to these industries and companies.
And what about a human being's consent from the moment they're born to have every part of their life surveilled by a company that you're paying a subscription to? I know lately I've seen parents kind of blur out their kids' faces on social media posts. I like that trend because the concern is I don't want my 9-year-old's face to be permanently owned by Mark Zuckerberg and Meta. And,
that story broke a couple weeks ago. They use all of our videos or all of our social media feeds to populate their AI models.
So if
my kid's going to be selling diapers and I ain't going to see a penny of this.
Right. If I was a parent, I'd be very cautious before I adopt the AI integration of my baby monitor at my residence for a number of reasons that we just stated there. And I think it's a little scary. We're headed towards that brave new world where we're reduced as human beings to just data points rather than the intangibles and sort of the spiritual, eternal aspects of our character and who we are as people and the relational dynamics. Nope, you're just a data set, and we've got it all from the second you're born, and now we can separate us into classes, and you've got the good genes and the bad genes, and you've had a hard time breathing because when you were born because we got all this data from this company that was monitoring you for 10 years.
Monitoring your breathing. And so here's... I was.
You think that's paranoid, or do you think that's
I think
reasonable?
What I thought about the story initially was paranoid, but what you've given me is a whole nother level of paranoid. Listen, we deem your child to be exceptional and exceptionally bright.
Sleeps well,
smiles, dreams well. And we find you as parents are to be substandard. So we're going to take this child and not have them wasted in a cruddy household like yours and give them to someone who's going to give this child the future he deserves, she deserves, and make them the citizen we need. So it's been deemed
citizen we need.
It's been deemed, right? I mean, you get me in this sci-fi world. It's a dangerous place. My concern about this whole AI and baby monitoring thing was parents. First parents are the helicopter. They worry about everything. Is she breathing? Is he? Why doesn't he roll over? Why? Did you hear him? Have you checked?
Yep.
By the time the second kid rolls around, the old joke is, we're on a date. Yeah. Is he on? He's on fire. Can you put the fire out? Why did you call me then? We're having dinner. We never get out.
Yep.
But parents are worried enough about their kids with every single moment of your child's life being logged and AI assessed and you're given a report on what the best. I mean, I get that it's all great, but I'm amazed any kid lived prior to the technology that we enjoy today. It used to be, your parents, they put you to sleep. You woke up in the morning, you yelled. The parents came in begrudgingly, but they came in.
What happens, though, is we are made aware of a very few select cases where the worst of the worst things happen.
Yeah, we are.
And,
You're right.
and we sort of turn the anecdotes into data or in our minds,
Well,
whether it's
selling points for these companies.
or selling points for these companies.
Monitors
we were all susceptible to that because, again, your main job for kids as a parent is provider, protector, and so on and so forth.
Biggest
so
job
if you
ever.
think, oh, I might be able to prevent the worst case scenario by going this extra step, you can be lured into, I want to know their heart rate at all times, their breathing, what the air is like in the room. But to your point, is the juice worth the squeeze? I think in the end, the net benefit for the population as a whole is actually worse off and puts us in a worse condition. It might prevent some of those worst cases in a very limited sense from coming to fruition. But overall, I think it's a net negative.
Yeah, I'm with you. And keep in mind, folks, there are places around the world where a mother gives birth to a child and then continues to work the field that day.
Right.
And those countries have lower infant mortality rates than we do. So, well, you never know. You know, it's out of our hands. It's in AI's hands.
It's in AI's hands now. Yeah, exactly.
All right, when we come back, we'll tell you about a hotel thief. It might have been a guess, but a hotel thief who stole $90,000 at a hotel from another guest and then hid the money. When caught and couldn't remember where he put it, but the police helped him find it. We'll tell you all about this story when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Boytine from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. There's been a rash of reports of fake contractors ripping homeowners off for roof replacements and other jobs. That's why it is so important to know the company coming to your home. And that's why I put my name behind Valentine Roofing. Every customer can expect a Valentine experience. That's seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, and extra mile service. So if you think your roof is on its last legs, if you want to beat the rain and beat the mad rush, Valentine Roofing is now offering priority scheduling for your roof replacement. That means when you call Valentine Roofing today, they can get your job started within 3 weeks of signing the agreement. And they make the process so simple. You can expect an estimate with transparent pricing and options that fit your needs in about an hour. Since 2008, thousands of Western Washington homeowners like me have chosen Valentine Roofing for their roofing needs, and you can trust them too. So call 206 Roofing to schedule your free estimate. That's 206 Roofing. And remember, when you see the red Valentine van, you know your home is in good hands.
Mom, she was living on her own and scared. We didn't feel it was very safe for her. And we found Aegis. Love it. Everybody is so welcoming, and she is just so safe here.
She has serious Alzheimer's disease. When she sees me, she smiles, she gives me a hug, and we dance together.
Aegis Living helps you understand your choices so the right decision feels easier. Visit aegisliving.com and see why so many families say, Aegis Living, this must be the place.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Summer is in full swing at T-Mobile Park, and it's not too late to come on board as a Mariners season ticket member. With a Flex plan, you can choose your games and seats as you go and lock in priority postseason presale access. Join today at mariners.com/flex.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state? I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
KIRO News Radio is giving you a shot at 4 tickets to see the Seahawks in their preseason home opener, Saturday, August 15th.
To enter, open the KIRO News Radio app or visit mynorthwest.com/win for details.
You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your chances.
Enter daily from July 28th through August 3rd.
Full details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win.
That's mynorthwest.com/win.
The Boeing Classic welcomes the world's greatest golf legends to the Pacific Northwest, August 14th through the 16th at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge. Watch Masters champions and Golf Hall of Famers compete for a $2.3 million purse at the only PGA Tour champion stop in the region. Bring the whole family and make sure to check out the Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BoeingClassic.com to get yours today.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain.
DayandNight.net. Slow drain? Backed up toilet? Call Day and Night to save $100 off any drain cleaning.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. From a slow drain to a major backup, no drain is too big or too small. Whether we're your first choice or smart second opinion, I guarantee our experts will solve any drain problem, day or night.
Now get $100 off any drain cleaning. DayandNight.net.
Summer's a busy time for businesses. WaFd bank accounts are designed to work with business owners like you, stay on top of every dollar, helping manage cash flow, pay vendors, and keep operations running smoothly. Get access to digital tools to simplify banking, like bill pay, signer and non-signer debit cards, and the option to upgrade your account as your business grows. Plus, our business bankers get to know you, so when you need help, we're there. WaFd Bank, built for business. Visit wafdbank.com, member FDIC.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. It is setting up to be a smoky few days around Puget Sound. Wildfire smoke flowing in from eastern Washington and Canada. KIRO 7 TV meteorologist Nick Allard says air quality will drop.
And while you'll see pockets that improve here and there, there's a lot of smoke and haze around. And I actually think we're going to hold this at times into Wednesday and maybe even potentially Thursday as well.
Until then, people with respiratory issues are being told to limit their outdoor activities. Fire crews, meantime, in the middle of it all, fighting the flames in Spokane, where they've now destroyed about 700 structures. More than 65,000 people have been evacuated there. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has the latest.
It's the worst natural disaster ever in Spokane. Dry conditions and strong winds sent flames racing through neighborhoods, reducing hundreds of homes to smoldering piles of char and ash. Commissioner of Public Lands Dave Upthegrove says it's part of a historic fire season facing the state.
And behind every one of these images we see that's so devastating, there is a young firefighter running into the woods, putting their lives on the line.
Hundreds of firefighters are on the ground, but so far the fire isn't even close to being contained. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
If you'd like to help victims of the fires, you can find a link at mynorthwest.com. A former Seattle mayor is coming to current mayor Katie Wilson's defense following last week's deadly gang-related mass shooting. Mike McGinn says critics should give Wilson a break.
Well, of course, there are going to be some mistakes made. But if we're grading on a curve here, she's standing up, working to own her mistakes, and working to get the information out. So I think we need to take some perspective on this.
Mayor Wilson has blamed miscommunication for that long delay in getting information about the shooting out to the public. A Washington teenager just made tennis history. 16-year-old Kristina Lutova became the first person born in the 2010s to win a Women's Tennis Association title. On the court, after her win, she thanked a lot of people.
My hitting partners back in Seattle, Rafa, Emiliana, all my friends, and the rest of our team.
Lutova has lived and trained in Redmond since 2020. She may get to compete later this month at the U.S. Open in New York. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 2:33. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron. The KIRO News Radio app has our update. Everett to Marysville, 15-minute commute. We're slow from 526 to 529. South 5 heading into Seattle. Not too bad. You're going to slow right there near 50th in the U District in the downtown. North 5 is where it's getting thick. We've got scattered backups before the West Seattle Bridge of the Ship Canal. 25 minutes to make that drive through downtown. South 405 is thick through Factoria. North 405 heavy through the Renton S-curves. Seattle to Federal Way already up to a half hour. We're filling in along South Center. Southbound 167, the north end looking good. It's heavy south of State Route 18. And in Puyallup, eastbound 512, your ramp to southbound 167. We have a collision partially blocking that ramp. Text app to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Elevated wildfire smoke for today. More smoky weather lingering through Thursday. Highs in the mid to upper 70s today, and then 80s through at least Thursday and maybe into Friday. Right now, 70 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Jake and Spike Show. We would love to hear your thoughts on the topics we've covered today. It's the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. At the end of the show, we'll give last call and give you a chance to have a voice on all the stuff we talk about. Tease the story before the break. A Moses Lake man stole $90,000 from a hotel guest. And he was apprehended by the police, caught, and was released. But he was caught with $40,000 of the $90,000. And he couldn't remember where exactly in the field that he buried the money.
It's easy to forget.
Yeah, I mean, it's dark. I've
only
seen
50K.
Fargo. I know how it goes. You know, all those fence posts all look alike.
No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
Well, the police who released their suspect, Michael Rivera, who had $40,000 of the stolen 90 in his possession when he was released. I keep saying that point because I'm going to bring that up. The police, though, did some old-fashioned gumshoe, as according to the Moses Lake Police Department. They did some good old-fashioned detective work, and they found the balance of the money. They found the buried $50,000. So all of the $90,000 stolen from the motel guest was returned. I have two questions. First
Only
off,
two?
I
Only two?
I got a couple of questions. For Mr. Rivera, who was, again, released by the Moses Lake Police Department when he couldn't account for $50,000 of stolen money, how's that guy released? I mean, what 40 was enough?
A little more information, please, would be nice.
Would be great. And kudos to the police department for finding that other 50. He knew approximately where he buried it, and they dug it up and they got it back to the hotel guest who had the money stolen. Which brings me to my larger question: who has $90,000 in cash at a hotel in Moses Lake?
Cha-ching. The Moses Lake Hotel is apparently home to high rollers of some nature.
Okay. Was there a big, canasta tournament in Moses Lake that I was unaware of? Are these $90,000? First off, $90,000 in cash. I don't know if I've ever met anybody in my life who could never say that, I've traveled with about $90,000 in cash.
The most I've ever traveled with was $70,000 cash in my cargo pants. Yeah.
Were you buying a home?
I'm not being sarcastic whatsoever.
You were buying a jet?
I went through a helicopter? I went through many an airport with $70,000 in my cargo shorts. Always worried that security was going to pull me aside and ask about the money. This was before those full body scanners, and so we just had to go through the metal detectors.
That works. I get it.
So I was never pulled aside, thankfully. But in my case, Spike, I was not involved in any illicit activities. I was on a card counting team that had a bankroll of $5 million. And if I was doing a trip out of the state of Washington to Vegas or Oregon or California to count cards, I had to bring the cash with me. I'm not going to go to an ATM and withdraw $70,000. And we played with very high stakes back in those days. I mean, the most I would bet on a hand when the count was hot was 3 hands of 2,000, right?
Okay.
And if you're betting 3 hands of 2,000, you could get a bad run of cards, and pretty soon you're wiped out real quick. So we had to have lots of cash with us on us at all times. So that's the only thing I could think of, is maybe this guy is a professional card counter or something. That's the only relation I have to anybody carrying that kind of cash on them. I'd be interested if our listeners would have any other ideas. Is it some person that goes around buying properties at an auction or something, or
maybe he's buying cattle?
Buying cattle.
At a livestock show.
Cattle's in quotes, right? Buying
Sure,
cattle.
Yeah,
Yes.
longhorns, they say. Horses, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a digital world. It's
that
a
too, right?
digital monetary world these days.
Sure.
Some businesses don't take cash.
And by the way, $90,000 doesn't look like you think it does. You might imagine like 3 briefcases full of money. It's really not that big of a stack, especially if they're fresh Benjamins.
Yeah, there's a picture of it on the Moses Lake Police Department's website.
But if you stack that all on top of each other, all that money we're looking at here,
Yeah.
it doesn't go above a couple inches. I got to tell you, it's quite unnerving.
You can put it in
when
your
you actually
cargo
see-
shorts. You traveled with $70,000 cash on your body?
multiple times.
Did you feel safe?
I felt worried. I mean, you develop a certain level of paranoia, especially, casino clientele. It can be full of wonderful human beings, but also some characters that are looking to make a quick buck.
Sure, the desperate,
And so when they're seeing me bet those huge hands, I would frequently ask for a security escort out to my car.
Oh, yeah.
Because you read stories in the news of people getting knifed over a $100 bill, let alone thousands of dollars on your body. So yes, that came with the territory, and I was always I always had the tendency to look over my shoulder.
As you should with $70K stuffed in your G.
But those
your
were the
cargo
days.
Shorts. I'm sorry.
It makes for some good stories to tell on the air.
How many times would you say that you traveled with? Not necessarily 70. It was a high water mark.
No, that would be normal for a typical trip. Yeah,
a handful of times, dozens of times.
I'd say I only played on the team for a year, and I probably took 6 or 7 flights amidst that time. So
I'm
six or seven
this.
times. Yep.
A team of card
counters. Yeah.
That multi-state.
We paid taxes.
This
we
is
were
all
an
hypothetical,
LLC.
right? Oh no, you were legit.
No, we were above board. Yeah, they had been
cards-
audited. They were even audited and found no wrongdoing.
I thought counting cards is not illegal, just frowned upon by
It's just
casinos?
frowned upon, like doing a certain activity on an airplane, as they say in the movie The Hangover. Nothing
asking for
illegal,
extra drinks.
and people still do it nowadays. Even though the rules in Vegas are not as advantageous as they used to be, blackjack usually pays 3-2. Most casinos on the Strip now, blackjack pays 6-5, which is a nightmare scenario for odds to beat the house. But a fertile ground for card counting. If anybody's looking to get into Washington State.
Why?
There's casinos everywhere here. Everywhere.
Are the smaller casinos more susceptible to the I can't.
They usually don't
counting
have as robust security teams as, say, like a Vegas Strip casino. It all depends on the place. Sometimes you can get away with it for counting for 80 hours. Sometimes you might last 8 minutes.
Did you ever?
I experienced them both.
Did you ever find yourself in a moment with hotel security? Your mic is just crazy today.
I did, actually. My most famous story was being backroomed at Imperial Palace.
Backroomed, okay.
In Las Vegas, and it no longer exists, Imperial Palace.
Yeah.
But that was not a pleasant experience. It was really not.
So you were at this point probably.
I didn't have my wrist broken or anything.
Yeah,
I wish I would have got my wrist broken because then you litigate. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my God! Because all I know is the scene from Casino.
Right,
where
and
the
that
guy
was,
and they mashed the guy's hand
when the
with a
mafia
hammer.
and stuff was still really involved in
Those
Vegas,
days
and
are
basically,
over.
because a few very prominent lawsuits happened. So if you get beaten up by a casino for doing something perfectly legal and using your head to figure out math, and you get your arm broken, you could sue the casino for millions of dollars for that because you're not breaking the law.
And that guy in Casino was actually, to be fair to the screenwriters,
they were breaking the law.
They were breaking the law. They were sending signals, right? They were reading cards from a different table. First off, kudos to the eyesight that guy had. He could see across 3 tables. Laser vision right there, baby.
Right.
Good job. It fascinates me. I've never been a gambler.
Well, it's not gambling. It's card counting.
So there's still...
Everybody likes to say I'm a professional gambler, and it's like you're just using math to turn the tables on the house. They usually have a 51% advantage over you in blackjack. It's the best odds you can find in the casino. If you count cards, you get about a 54% advantage over the house, and you extend that over tens of thousands of hands. You're just it's like you're investing with a guaranteed return on investment.
Makes sense.
So. There's
and you did that for just
it's
over
called
a year?
calculated risk and all that kind of stuff. You use a bunch of investment terms. But yes, I would carry loads of cash on me. Once upon a time, no longer.
Moses Lake.
I never carry any cash to anyone listening.
Moving in, he's riding clean.
Those days are long gone. Don't approach me thinking I've got straps of $10K on me.
And again, $90,000, which is the table here in the Moses Lake Police. It's not that tall a stack.
No.
3 inches tops, 2.5, boom. Especially if you're walking around with Benjamins. All bearing Donald Trump's signature, too. How ironic is that? I'm just kidding. All right, when we come back, we'll have your thoughts as we have our last call of the day. It's the Jake and Spike Show. Greg Tomlin, don't go anywhere.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Carrie injured her back years ago. This is her story.
My herniated disc was so significant that they did the first surgery, the laminectomy and a microdiscectomy. The first surgery failed, and I ended up with another herniated disc, which is pretty typical that herniations just move up your spine. The doctor was recommending another fusion surgery, so I researched alternative therapies. Sound Pain Solutions developed a plan that included bioelectric therapy, laser therapy, decompression, pressure wave therapy, in addition to rehab. Once we started that comprehensive approach, it went phenomenally. They honestly have given me my life back, and I'm happy to help other patients find sound pain solutions sooner.
Schedule a free consultation to learn if you qualify for our non-surgical and drug-free treatments at soundpainsolutions.com.
KIRO News Radio is giving you a shot at 4 tickets to see the Seahawks in their preseason home opener, Saturday, August 15th.
To enter, open the KIRO News Radio app or visit mynorthwest.com/win for details.
You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your chances.
Enter daily from July 28th through August 3rd.
Full details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win.
That's mynorthwest.com/win.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The Black Crowes, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Sunday, August 30th. Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Keep summer outside where it belongs. Save $588 on every window and $1,088 on every door, plus free heat deflecting glass. Claim your free quote today, plus 12 months no payments. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Name that artist.
Yeah.
Okay, Lenny Kravitz. He knew it. Come on, you even know the lyrics.
I want to get away.
Late 90s,
lucky
right?
for us. Yeah, Lenny, yeah.
Yeah, that was his pinnacle, probably.
Yeah. Thank you all very much for your input in today's show. It's time for us to give last call and your takes on our stories. Over political fights, over wildfire mitigation, 360 says, thanks, Spike, for providing factual information about wildfires and natural resource land management and the U.S. Forest Service. I'm a retired USFS employee with over 30 years with the agency, including Eastern Washington, and dug many miles of fire line. Really appreciate your knowledge and sharing with listeners. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
On voting day tomorrow, Jamestown in Eastlake?
That's right.
Okay. I tried once and the postman literally told me, why are you handing this to me? Go put it in the ballot box. This in pertaining to mail-in voting.
Jenny in Tacoma says mail voting can't be hacked. There is a physical copy that can be recounted. Voting machines can be hacked, and there is no physical proof to recount.
And we say this because, again, tomorrow is the primary deadline for voting in Washington State. If you still have your ballot, don't take it to a post office even. Take it to one of the 537 drop boxes or 37 voting centers in our state. Make sure your vote is counted. Greg's idea for rewriting initiatives got a lot on this one, buddy. 253 says, what do you describe as exactly what the voter's pamphlet is? It gives the text message of proposals, and then it gives a for and against statement by whomever filed one.
And I said that. I qualified that saying I know we have the voter pamphlet, but my main issue is with the verbiage on the initiatives themselves. And by the way, I wish they would do some type of study. How many voters actually read that pamphlet thoroughly? And so my outside the box idea is there any way that the argument and counter argument can be put right next to the little box itself?
Because we're short attention span people, yeah.
We are a short attention span, and we're only getting more so.
In 10 minutes. I can't time for this.
I rue the day when there's going to be like a swipe right, swipe left on your phone to vote. I know it's coming. Love it. But you put about as much thought as you do when you're,
It's just the
letting
rest
the
of your
algorithm
life.
dictate your life. Yeah, go ahead.
On emergency prep, Warren in Tacoma says 50 gallons of dehydrated water is a good amount. We have 3 barrels.
Good Lord. All right. Brad the painter says, few people have enough water in their homes. It's not just for drinking. It's also for washing things and people, and more important, flushing toilets. That takes several gallons. Otherwise, you've got a situation real fast.
From the 206, my parents live 2 miles away from the fire, and they put all pictures and important documents in a couple of totes ready to load, just in case.
Yeah.
Casey says, I love you, Spike, and you're smart to have all that survival food and whatnot, but you really shouldn't be broadcasting what you got, because those who don't will come to your house.
Yeah, it's true. Did I mention all the ammo my wife has stockpiled?
Nice.
I'm just saying. The gun's safe. It's on a fingerprint. Opens up quick.
On the subject of the Mariners trade deadline, Max in the 425, Cal's season was blown when he got bad publicity for shunning Randy Arozarena in the WBC, World Baseball Classic. Everyone laughs it off, but I think he suffered some mental damage because of that.
Ouch. I will say this about Cal, the World Baseball Classic, not just Cal. A lot of stars suffered in the first half of the season because of the WBC and
putting
what
it all
took away
out there,
from-
the emotional roller coaster of that thing.
Couple that with the longest postseason run in Mariner history and an offseason of the world figuring out who Cal Raleigh was. I think,
a lot of pressure.
Aaron Granillo put it best.
We're making excuses now, though, Spike.
Aaron Granillo put it best. We have what we need in town. We just need them to start playing like who the guys they are. Fernando in Seattle says, Aaron, never say never. The Mariners have done some pretty dumb trades in the past.
On Seafair weekend, Paul in Sammamish says, for me, the highlight of Seafair this year was seeing this really great band at Genesee Park. I can't remember their name. I think it was Between Two Somethings.
Something or other. Some names. Paul, nothing but love for you. Thank you for the support.
We're talking about Between Two Gregs.
Yes, we had a great time at Seafair.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to see them, folks, they're awesome. I highly recommend.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Between
Likewise.
Two Gregs.
On the diarrhea lettuce outbreak, is it explosive? Is it watery? Matthew in Tacoma, in my mind, all diarrhea is explosive. No truer words have ever been spoken.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you for making us say it again. Joey says you can cover 2 stories in one toilet bowl.
Is that a metaphor?
I think it is.
I think it's a haiku. From the 206. I don't even want to read that one.
no.
Laura, I can't believe you printed that.
Sorry. Sometimes I print them just for you guys and not for air.
I appreciate it for our benefit.
But I think we've all experienced that phenomenon.
Oh,
on the reflecting pool debacle, Elliot in Seattle says, shoddy and craftsmanship does not mean that vandalism did not occur.
Okay, I'll keep an open mind. Where are we at here?
CH in the 206. Not clear as day, as murky as the reflecting pool.
Max in the 425 says attorneys have some ethical duties. Presidents do not.
That's what you think.
Max, please tell me, you can never tell sarcasm when people type. That's the one thing about texting people.
Well, we got a text about my allergies.
Let's hear it.
How heartwarming. Thomas in Tacoma. You can now go to your primary care physician and he or she can actually draw your blood and they can do an allergy test that way too. You don't have to go through the 100 jabs.
It's not what he wrote, but I appreciate you cleaning up.
You know what? I'm cleaning up the language on the show today.
Man. On Costco clothing, Joseph in Tacoma says Kirkland brand jeans are superior because they have 3 belt loops in the back compared to the other brands, such as Levi's, that only have 1.
I'm going to have to investigate that.
Reaching back here.
I do have a problem.
My
back
Levi's
there.
have 2.
I don't know if you've noticed, I'm constantly making sure my shirt goes past. I've got crack problems, Spike. I mean, can we just admit it here finally
let's save
on
that
the
as
air?
the drop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dang it.
206 says pocket t-shirts and Levi 505s. That's my entire wardrobe, and you can get them at Costco. Folks, it's been a great time today. We appreciate you joining us for 3 hours. Greg, thank you so much for being here today, buddy.
Thank you all.
Laura, thank you for always doing a great job.
I'm always here.
We love you. John Curley's show is next. He's got a ton of stuff to get to, so folks, don't go anywhere. We appreciate you. We'll see you back here tomorrow. See you then.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Holy smokes! The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat.
Friday mornings at 8:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
Hey, I know something you probably haven't done in a while. Climb into your crawl space or your attic. Yeah, me neither. Mike Salk here. And most homeowners avoid those areas for good reason, but it's important to check on them regularly, especially here in the Northwest where groundwater can wreak havoc and many homes lack the proper insulation in these spaces. So when it's hot in the summer, your house gets even hotter. And guess what? When it's cold in the winter, your house gets even colder because you don't have enough insulation. The good news, you don't have to crawl into those dingy areas because Crawl Pros will do it. They go where you don't want to. That's what they did at my house. They found a little rodent intrusion and they found the insulation problem. So yeah, they can help you get it all fixed just like they did with me. And if you need any work done, local utility companies offer rebates that could save you thousands on your project. Don't just assume that your crawl space and attic are in great condition. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today. Schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection at crawlpros.com.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM welcomes a brand new voice to your weekends. Introducing Inside Out with Tammy Michaels, the Pacific Northwest lifestyle and home improvement expert. With over 25 years of interior design experience and a contractor's license, Tammy brings the know-how to help you create fresh spaces for happy faces.